for session 0. So Chris, let me know when you're good at recording.
I'm already starting.
Cool. Just let you guys know, the other Chris here, my evil twin, he's not actually my twin. He's going to be recording all our sessions for us and uploading them to YouTube, so that way you guys can view them and see them and everything. Don't worry, he's not some big famous YouTuber where he has like
I
bajillion.
literally don't even tag these things. There's like these are just for me to do.
Him, and then so other players can watch them, and I as a DM can go back and see what I said in that one session every now and then. It's useful, I will admit.
I, Eric T, being of sound mind and bitch and hair, consent to this.
Yeah. So welcome everyone to this wonderful campaign. I can say honestly that I am a little nervous, since we have so many new people. Chris is the only person here I knew before this campaign with all you guys. So it's gonna be good. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. Just want to reiterate. I am Chris, aka Glacial Dawn, your DM for this campaign. And this is gonna be session 0, where we're just gonna go over documents, over the rules, make characters. I will answer any questions you have about the world, mechanics, anything like that, especially for the newer players. I understand Ben is also a newer player, so him missing this is gonna kind of be awkward when he comes back next week and has no idea what's going on, or has to make his character all by himself, because I wanted to have everyone making their characters together. So it's gonna be, but he's gonna get the short end of the stick of what kind of character he can play. He gets last pick of roles and everything. That's his punishment. So before we get really going, I want to go around the voice chat, I guess. There's not really a physical table here to go around, and just introduce each other. So we're going to start at the top with Andy, or you changed your name. It was something with an R. I forget what it actually was.
Rain, it's my middle name. I usually run by it, but I also always fucking don't respond to it because I forget that that's me.
So Andy's going to be easier for you to remember?
Yeah,
cool.
At this point, it's like, just call me by my first name. No worries.
Cool. All right, well, we'll start with Andy at the top of this voice chat, and just introduce yourself as much as you want, and then we'll just keep on going down.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm the weird one here. I live in Canada. I have a cat that moves his little feet in his sleep, and I don't know what else to really say. I'm a graphic designer by trade, a nerd by association, and overall, not too much else to say other than that.
Cool. All right. Eric?
Yeah, my name's Eric. I'm 34 years old. There's a lot that's going on with my life that I'm not really a fan of, but I'm working on it. I got 2 cats. They both have 3 legs. They're missing the same one. They were born that way. They're litter mates. And also a greyhound who sometimes howls in her sleep. Yeah, that's about it for now. You'll pick up snippets over time, I'm sure.
Cool. We'll skip me. We'll say me for last. Hugo.
Yes, so I'm Hugo, 26. I'm from France, and I'm a professional lore nerd, also known as a history teacher. And I do hope for the people who have cats that yours don't bring rabbits at home like mine used to do when I had one. That's the perk of living in the middle of the countryside.
Nice. Kev.
I'm Kevin, 27 years old. I live in Texas. I am a MMA fighter. I had my last fight actually on Saturday. And just playing D&T. This is my second session 0. I had to miss my first official session on Friday because I had to get sleep for my fight. So I haven't fully started any campaigns yet, so I'm excited to get into this one.
Did you win your fight, is my question.
Unfortunately, I did not.
Oh,
It
no!
was my first loss. It was for a title. The guy was super tough. I didn't get my ass kicked. In fact, I won all the rounds except for the last one where he just got my back and choked me out. And it happens.
Hey, look on the bright
I
side.
just
A
made
title
a small
fight's never
mistake.
supposed to be easy, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the cool thing is I'm an amateur, so if when I go pro, it goes back to 0-0. So
Hmm.
not super upset. I'm really happy that I got enough experience in there, and I honestly kicked his ass for a good long time. So when I
Well, that's good.
walk
At least
away
it
with
wasn't a
my head up.
one-sided,
Oh yeah, no,
battle.
no, yeah, I didn't get, yeah. Then
Yeah.
I'd be really, that I probably wouldn't be here right now. I'd be like, I can't play D&T. I have to train. No, but I feel good about myself. So
Nice.
and of course I also have a big nerdy side. I love RPGs, and I'm like, I love this type of stuff. So ready to get into it.
Cool. And then your cameraman.
Oh, okay. My name is also Chris. You can just call me my username, and I'll probably still respond because I've been using it for probably over 18 years now.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm about almost 28 next month. I'm also in a rough spot in my life. I resent Andy claiming the weirdness crown first. That's a competition.
Fight me.
I will.
I didn't bother introducing myself as weird because there are so many people who do that, and it's normal to me now.
Yeah. Uh, Oddly enough, I also I do graphic design on the side, but I had a day job. Had some complications lately, so I don't have a job right now. But I'm your cameraman, and I'm just here to have a good time.
All right. And I am OG Chris, even though I'm younger than him. I am 26, I'm 26 years old, turned 27 in March. I am your dungeon master. I am in the military, American military, United States Air Force. I sit in a chair for a living. It's great. It's fantastic.
Best food.
Yep. I also have a cat, but he is back in the States with my parents because moving animals across from America to Europe, especially with the military, is a pain in the ass. It was just both cheaper and more easy for my sanity to just leave him there. My sister is taking care of him, and I am afraid that she has officially claimed him over the past year and a half that she has had him, and I'm not going to get him back. So for me, I've told everyone snippets of my life. I've been doing D&D for 10 years and dungeon mastering for about like 8-ish of those years. So I have experience under my belt, but does not mean I am perfect. I will make mistakes, and that is where communication is going to come in between you guys and me. Please, by any means, if you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, do not be afraid to, at the very minimum, send me a message. If you just want to talk it out here in voice chat, we could do that too. Because I want this campaign to be fun for all of us. So with that, we have the boring things to go over, which are the rules. So anyone here Roll20? Does anyone here not know how to use Roll20? I take the silence.
I'm semi-familiar with it. Like I'm learning it. We started using it in a different campaign that I'm in, so I'm starting to get familiar with it. But I may ask
Cool.
questions.
Yep, that is fine. Like I said, questions are perfectly fine. If you don't want to ask them because conversations are going on, we have the Discord, and you also have the Roll20 chat. Just shoot it in there, and I will get to it. The important thing is, in the top right is your journals, where all the documents are at. Where the first document, where you got your core rules and homebrew rules. So we're gonna go over all those things. You guys have all read it. I'm not gonna pretend you haven't. If you haven't read them, I suggest doing it right now. But pretty much with the table rules, it's basically don't be an asshole, and we are here to play games. I care about each of you. You're all human beings. I do care about you, but I don't want to spend our 4-hour session time talking about this, that, and this, so that way we can maximize those 4 hours for session times. This is, again, that's what the Discord's for. If you want to share pictures of your cat, I want to see your pictures of your cat. I promise you I do. And when my sister sends me photos of mine, I will also share my cat photos or dog photos, or if you have other weird pets like gerbils or birds, put them in there. The second one is no beef, no player beef. I have been in campaigns where players butt heads. It happens, but please don't bring that that
Energy.
negative, the agitation, negative agitation to the table. Talk it out amongst yourself, or talk to me and I'll help referee shit. Just don't also do it through your characters. Don't fuck each other over. You guys are going to be a group, a party, and it's going to be very important for you to work together to survive this world or get through it, discover all the core lore, and have fun. The same thing is going to go for me as a DM. I'm not going to target you as a player on purpose. If it seems like that, that's just the NPCs who I have their likes and dislikes, and you're just in that one town where everyone hates goblins. If you're playing a goblin race, if maybe a certain religion where if you don't follow their god, they're gonna hate you. That's just part of this campaign, this world. But it's all fantasy. It's not real. This is not me, the DM, singling you out or trying to make your life horrible through this campaign. Like I said, it's a game. You guys are going to get in fights, and you guys are going to lose. You're also going to get in fights, and you're going to surprise me, the DM, and get 3 nat 20s and Oko the final boss a couple times. It's going to happen. It's Roll20. I have experienced it. So don't think just because I'm targeting you, you're going to lose. And then the final rule is I am the DM. I have final say on things. So when I say, hey, we're just going to roll with it this way in this interpretation, if you want to talk about it afterwards, after session, we could do it. Whether it's a wording in a spell, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to spend 20 minutes arguing over the semantics. We can spend a couple minutes, maybe a couple extra minutes if it's super important, like a character dying, for example. But the goal is to get through these sessions in a good pace that the story and roleplay holds. So that's the core table rules. If you don't understand my rambling, there's the actual sheet right there in the journals. I'm not going to go over every rule. Does anyone here have any questions about the rules, or have a suggestion for a rule that they may want or anything like that?
Okay, it's something I just couldn't find. I couldn't find how we're doing character creation, if it was point by, standard array, or rolls.
Well, so it's going to be point by, and we're going to get to that after we go over the rules and everything when we start character creation together.
Okay, then that's the only question I had.
Yeah. Cool. Out of all the homebrew rules, the biggest one would definitely be the monster border indicators. This is a mechanic I started doing relatively about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, where since we're on Roll20, I want to make things easy for you, the players, to understand, and I use that through the borders. That way, I don't have every single time a person shows up on the board, you're not like, who is that guy? Does he look friendly? Does he look unfriendly? Things like that. So, I break it down to the border colors. So gold are going to be your players. These are your player-controlled entities. So familiars, elementals, summoned creatures, things like that. Your bright green / lime colored borders are going to be NPCs who are not instantly hostile. The same can be said for the other borders, the gray, red, blue, and dark green. Just because they have those borders doesn't mean they're always going to be instantly nice. You can talk to a red bordered human NPC, but typically if you see those kind of borders, those guys are going to be the primary fight of the sessions. So don't just assume bright green means they're friendly. You can go high five them, but at the same time, don't assume gray, red, blue, dark green are. You should not ask questions. You should just shoot them immediately. But for the 4 other colors, gray, red, blue, dark green, that's going to be your threat level of just the general vibe your characters are going to get when they first see them. And I kind of broke it down there, so if anyone has any questions, please let me know. But as sessions go on and we play through this campaign, you guys will start picking up on them. I just do want to reiterate, these aren't threat levels based off your character specifically. They are going to be based off how I adjust the stats of the actual monster itself. A gray Tarask is still a Tarask, and a dark green normal wolf is still a dark green normal wolf. the difference becomes between if you're a level 1 character or a level 20 character. So, everything else should be pretty straightforward. Rule of cool, how you want to do it, how I do crits and potions and everything. All that's there for your beautiful faces to read. And yeah.
Speaking
Oh,
of beautiful, speaking of beautiful faces, how does everybody feel about using cameras?
I'm personally fine with it, but I know some people aren't.
I'd like to use my camera at least. I like
We can
having
use
that.
I usually have my camera on. I've been doing it lately in some other campaigns I've been part of this year. I just don't have it right now because I look like complete and utter shit. I'm adjusting my sleep schedule for work. I literally slept for 3 hours before this session started, and I'm going back to bed when it ends. This is not gonna be a normal thing. It's just
Yeah.
I'm going from working from noon to 10 to 4 a.m. to 1.
Yeah.
So it's a fun transition.
Honestly, the main issue is going to be figuring out the audio, because can you dislodge the video and audio on Roll20, or does it always come together?
Oh no, we can use face cameras in Discord.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep. So
Hey,
for those,
sorry.
In the feats, I was just reading the feats
Mhm.
here. It says Great Weapon Master, so that won't be available till after level 6, right?
correct. Yes.
Okay, I see that. Okay.
Yep.
Just
So I do feats like this because it just helps give your character a goal later on.
right.
So
Oh, okay, I see. I can still be proficient in great weapons though. Right.
yes, yeah, you
Yeah.
can still be proficient in great weapons. It's just that feat Great Weapon Master you cannot get.
Okay.
And the
Gotcha.
reason I do level 6 is because fighters get a feat at level 6, so they get first picking for all those martial feats.
Speaking of
Alrighty.
classes, do you want to go down and who wants to play what, so we can make a team everyone can agree on?
Well, if no one has any questions about any of the rules, then yes, we can get started on character creation. Yes, absolutely.
Just say in regards to cameras, I'm cool with cameras. I love cameras, especially for like heavy roleplay scenes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
However, I will also not be turning mine on today because I look like a wet Muppet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good thing this is session 0.
Yeah.
I threw myself in the shower like half asleep to wake up because mornings, and so I'm literally a wet Muppet right now. So thank you.
I vibe with that. Yeah, we don't have to worry about cameras today. We can start doing all that next week if we want to do it. I'm totally down with it. So cool. Last call for any questions about the rules, understanding anything like that.
I'm just looking like the 6 houses. They're like the 6 main noble houses, right?
What did you say, Hugo? Say it one more time.
The 6 houses in the lore part.
Yes. So we can get started on lore and character creation. If you want to start talking about that stuff. So this campaign, you all saw the front page of the lore and the world and the setting. And then you also have all the handouts for what rifts are, the facets themselves and how they work, and all the locations on the convergence. To summarize everything, the 6 houses are your government for Pentacost. They keep each other in check, they keep each other in balance, all those kinds of things. The houses were originally just people and families 1,000 years ago when Pentecost existed before the shattering happened. They were the house names are named after the 6 original friends of Author Pentacost. Samat, Byrus, all those guys. And after Pentecost gave up his life, stopped the shattering from destroying everything and creating the convergence, those 6 individuals became essentially the government, keeping the world going forward. However, a few years ago, the legal documentation, the contract that kept the 6 houses in check and truly made sure they didn't, for lack of better words, backstab each other or do espionage or try to one up each other was destroyed. It does not know how it was destroyed or why it was destroyed, whether it's a time thing, whether someone actually broke it. But that is why crime has started increasing. There's been a lot of shenanigans. So the Adventurers Guild that you guys will be joining as part of your character creation has had an uptick in missions lately. That's not just Rift related.
Okay.
Your characters will not be a part of the house themselves. They can't. That is like an upper government. Now you could be from one of the houses as a family sense, like a child or a descendant or something like that. But you cannot be an official member of the house. That is an important distinction I want to make. Same thing with the guilds. You cannot be a member of one of the guilds yet. That is something you have to work toward. But it doesn't mean you can't have relations to the guild via family, friends, maybe a role model, someone in your backstory is a member, things like that.
Okay.
Too cool.
Character creation. For those of you who know how to do your characters, it's going to be point by official sources, please. Unless you asked me specifically on the side for something, which was only Eric. He's the only one who asked for something outside of the main things. You have your character sheets here on Roll20. So if you have any questions, if you need access to resources, please let me know. I have things. I own most, if not all, the source books. So me sharing a site that has it all for free, air quotes, is legally fine. So we're all good. I'll just go ahead and post that link so that way if anyone wants it, we have it. Hold on.
Beans.
Can we talk about what class we each want to play?
Yeah, so at this point, it's all on you guys.
Yep.
I'm here to facilitate and mediate, but character creation is all you guys. I just ask you 6. I know Ben's not here, but you 6 all have characters that are willing to work together. You don't have to know each other before session 1, but your characters need to have a reason why they're joining the Adventurers Guild, and that's how you guys are all going to meet in session 1. So outside of that, your characters are free to make your characters within the realms of character creation, and let's get the ball rolling.
All right. Does anyone have a class like locked in that they're super like, I really want to play this? I have a whole character already.
Nah,
I will say that I really want to play a Luxodon Barbarian.
Fine by me.
Yeah, I wanted to really play a fighter.
Okay, fighter and a barbarian.
Awesome.
We got our frontliners. Okay.
Okay, so that's Eric and Kevin said that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yup.
I've toyed with the idea of a rogue. I also love playing casters, so I would be fine to go to caster instead if we're looking like we need more support.
Are you more interested in the rogue or the caster?
I am flexible depending on what people are kind of thinking. I was initially thinking rogue. However, like I said, overall, like if someone else was thinking rogue, I'm not like locked into it.
I was also thinking rogue and later going into a swashbuckler.
I will just point
so
out
more
that
like the frontline rogue.
I'll just point out that there are subclasses to each class. So yeah, you could both be rogues, but go in completely different directions with it.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Yeah.
Arcane Trickster, if you really want to do the casting as well as be a rogue.
Yeah, Arcane Trickster is one of those ones where I'm like, if you're gonna dip your toes in, you might as well just get wet and jump in.
I'm always a fan of hybrid classes.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, my first ever character was a Hexblade Warlock, and I played a martial melee Warlock, and I fucking loved him. He's my image.
I have never heard anybody pronounce it melee.
Melee?
It's melee.
We say melee.
Damn the French.
Melee in French.
Melee, and
So
my
not
mother
even right.
My mother has a master's in French literature, so she gave me a whole thing about how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we get on
Different
linguistic
accents, too.
debates, Hugo, did you want to play? Did you guys already have? Because I'm very flexible. I have like 3 character concepts.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe a rogue into a swashbuckler after.
Okay, well, Hugo, you got a plan. So, Andy, I'm getting Hugo the Rogue.
I'm
I mean,
also
if you
well,
want to play rogue, it's fine too. You know, we can
yeah.
have 2 rogues.
True.
yeah, I also have an idea for a monk. And like I said, I'm a very flexible person. I love wizards. Wizards are my favorite class, so I will never say no to playing a wizard. I have not locked into anything here.
Just real quick, I as DM, don't feel too. How do I say this? I give rewards that reflect your characters. Chris can attest to this, and the last campaign he was in with mine. So I suggest you don't do the same class because you can always acquire powers and abilities and things that mimic another class's if it fits your character very well. My reward system is not just levels; it's also magic items, boons, blessings, titles, NPCs, vehicles, items, etc.
Just beware if there's ever a merchant.
Don't spoil the merchant yet, Chris. God damn it!
You told me I could make subtle. I thought that was subtle enough. I'm sorry.
That's normal things, you know. A worry of the merchant within a 20 level adventure, you know.
Yep. We were saying in my last campaign, don't trust anyone, even if they have a gift basket.
Especially if they have a gift basket.
Hey,
Can't trust Yogi Bear?
My little Shiba here needs to go out really quick, so give me like 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay, like I got because I got a concept for a bard I've been wanting to play.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. So party balance is going to be very important for this campaign. I'm not going to screw you over if you don't have a wizard, but if you all play rogues, you're going to have bad time. I'm not saying you are playing all rogues,
Okay,
but like
we make a team 6 paladins.
I was in a one shot where it was 5 clerics once.
The first
that's nice.
5e campaign I was in, we considered the possibility of playing all bards. And this was when 5e first came out, so there were only 2 bard subclasses at the time. But still, we were like, bards are versatile enough that we could theoretically make a working full party of them.
Same thing with clerics.
Once played a campaign where it was literally a cleric and 2 warlocks.
You can have 10 players playing as a cleric, and everyone will have a different subclass.
Yep.
Again, we got to reference the video. Party full of purely priests and call it the Amen.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw out there to help you guys maybe with character creation. If you have a character idea, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And there's so many subclasses these days with 5e that almost any class can mimic another class if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
But for the I had more an idea for backstory, but I think it could work with a warlock too. Just would play differently. So if you want to play rogue, you can.
Warlock is my favorite class. I already play 2 warlocks in both the campaigns I'm in. I legally can't, but I want to.
My longest running character was a warlock too.
The longest running character I played as was a Valor Bard, a lizard folk Valor Bard. He was not your typical seduce the dragon type of bard. He was from a hunting swamp culture, and his means of being a bard was to sing songs to intimidate his enemies mainly.
So war
threatening
songs.
to eat them for the most part.
So basically Mongolian throat singing as it's charging down.
Sounds like he was a skald.
It's a little more like a scold in terms of insulting and threatening his enemies with specific things. And I sang, I don't know how many of you have watched the first campaign of Critical Role, but I did Scanlan-style songs where I did short parodies of real-world songs in the context of the fight.
Nice. Question for Chris.
I was banned from playing a dwarf bard after singing Diggy Diggy All in session.
Andy, you had a question for DM Chris?
No, for you, Chris.
Oh.
I don't know how to pronounce your username, and I'm not going to try.
You can just say Mac.
Mac. Okay, Mac. I was like, Mako? I don't know. Anyways, are you thinking of playing a support bard kind of thing? Like, are you gonna take some healing spells?
Yeah, I was gonna play a lore bard who's an archaeologist.
Cool.
Are you just making Jesper again?
No, he was an artificer.
Oh, he was artificer. I thought he was
And
a bard. Never mind.
He was a doctor too, dude, not an archaeologist.
I suppose
Well-
I should establish that the type of barbarian I want to play is Ancestral Guardian, so I'll be doing a lot of the tank style fighting.
Neat.
Does
So
anyone? Sorry.
Go ahead.
We currently have a fighter, rogue, a barbarian, and a
Barbarian.
bard. So that leaves. Is that just me left then?
Pretty much, and you can play a full caster. I have healing spells, but it'd be nice if we had someone else who at least had access to them, like a druid or something.
Yeah, let me take a look.
There
Hey,
is there is a subclass for wizards. I think it's the Theurge.
As warlock or sorcerer, if you take
I was gonna say-
the celestial or
I was gonna say sorcerer. I could do
Divine Soul,
sorcerer, a divine soul sorcerer.
oh,
Otherwise,
it's very good.
Yeah, that's the one that can heal.
Yeah,
but I
Divine
have an
Sorcerer is
idea for
pretty
a,
fun.
Oh,
I do have an idea that I've done art for that is a storm sorcerer, but
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back, Kev. What kind of fighter are you thinking about playing, by the way, Kev?
Like a two-handed, great sword wielding type fighter. I haven't really thought too far
Got
into
Everyone's
yeah.
talking about more specifics of what kind of characters they want to play for roles.
It's interesting that you want to play a greatsword style fighter because I've been thinking I want to play a glaive or halberd wielding barbarian. So
Trust me, that is super fun and is ridiculous.
yep.
I played other Chris could attest. I played a Warforged barbarian and I just could not fucking die.
I just like the idea of playing as an elephant man with a reach weapon. It's just
The best part is
I love-
the best part is you can just flavor the glaives being on the end of your nose, so you can just cut people with it.
I wouldn't go that far, but maybe for certain killing flavor texts. But technically, Luxodons are not allowed to wield weapons in their trunks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like a mage hand
If a
almost.
Luxodon was a vampire, would they suck blood with their trunk?
Probably not. There's no teeth there.
True.
Yeah, they'd have to.
I'm just imagining like their nose
Also-
turns into like a leech.
Think of it elephant. Elephants have a mouth underneath their trunk. Their trunk is their nose
Yeah,
and their like arm.
Yeah, elephants, they don't drink through their nose. They suck water into their nose, but then they put the trunks into their mouth and drain the water into there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it'd be visually interesting.
Well,
Do we know Ben's class preferences? Like, would he play a cleric or paladin?
Sadly, I do not. He is also new. This is the second campaign.
Okay.
So but
he's
he-
gonna get shoehorned. That sucks.
yeah. So I mean, he should have been here on session 0. I mean, I do feel bad for him, but the other hand, I'm like, sucks to suck, bro. You should have been here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Okay.
hope he's not had something come up that is unavoidable.
Well, this is why I had 6 people from original 5, so that way as people dropped out, I could fill in the holes. Eric, I'm super glad you said you're still wanting to join, because that way we can keep that 6 number, and if people drop out later on, we still got that nice round number 5. Hopefully Ben can still show up. Yeah. It'd be really awkward because then I have to go find another 6th person to fill in, and that's just super awkward. So, but sounds like people got ideas and characters. Again, you're only gonna be level 1, so character creation is gonna be pretty, basic.
I have specific questions for you, DM, regarding what you have in mind for Luxodon culture, because it is more or less your setting, even though you didn't create it. And I've got ideas about the backstory for my character, and I'll just need to see how they fit with what you've got in mind for the setting.
Yeah. Has everyone got an idea of like what kind of roles they want to play? And we can start getting into like more the nitty gritty backstories and answering all those questions and everything.
As a rogue glass cannon.
Rogue
That's
glass
usually-
cannon. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
And
trying to
since-
be of a
Yeah, and
support
since I
bard.
will go for swashbuckler, I will have high charisma, so I can do a bit of the talking if necessary.
I mean, you're French, so you get an automatic +1.
Unless they're German.
Bad accent, -1 charisma.
But it evens out. Cool. Yeah, Eric, I guess we can hammer out the Lexodon thing. So like I said, I messaged you. Your race wouldn't have showed up until about 50 years ago. What's the average age of a Lexodon, actually? Hold on.
I opened up the thing. Let me just take another
Yeah,
look
let me
at that.
open it as well. Because I glanced at it, I was looking at more mechanics, not really the lore, I'm gonna be honest. So
Right. Yeah, I get you. Let's see. Damn it, I can never. Oh, age. Loxodons physically mature at the same rate as humans, but they live about 450 years. They
cool.
highly value the weight of wisdom and experience and are considered
Mhm.
young until they reach the age of 60.
Alrighty. In that case, I need to adjust things a little bit. I gotta think about it. I gotta like write things down and think things through and look at notes. Because I had something in mind, and then the age thing kind of just obliterated it.
I mean, you can say they came from a different dimension or something,
Well,
or were newly discovered from an unknown part of the world.
I mean, we do have new facets. They could be from Osgard.
Yeah, well, so they would be from a new discovered facet. Facet, both are gonna be correct punctuations. Don't worry about that. Yes. So we'll say your race was discovered by the Convergence, roughly, 75, no more than 100 years ago is when they were discovered. And then, with that being said, they still wouldn't be an official facet due to how small and how far away it is from the Convergence. So, and then very recently they started allowing ships or allowing your people to come off the island to the Convergence after a whole bunch of political stuff, blah 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 blah. So if that works for you, we can roll with that.
Okay. You say the facet would be small, but can we
Oh
we at
yeah,
least
so
can we at least establish that it's large enough to have some local danger to it? Because, like I said, I want to play as a
absolutely.
I want to play as a barbarian with a traditional, thing behind.
Yeah.
it.
So when I say small, I don't mean a city. I'm talking like a small facet is a lot of wildlife with at minimum 2 hamlet villages. That's what small, and with enough room in between where they don't cross each other on a daily basis. A small facet is going to be
Australia.
about a half day's. Well, no.
Oh.
That'd be like the Convergence.
Oh, okay. I
Australia.
thought like Convergence was like Africa.
Well, I mean, you got to think Australia's huge, in when it comes to how many people can fit on it.
I'm mixing something up. I mixed up the Africa desert and America thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your medium-sized or your large facets are going to be like Great Britain, sized, and then your small ones are going to be like Rhode Island, maybe.
Oh, I was thinking, Scotland maybe.
Yeah,
but
Scotland. Yeah, somewhere around that range. It's not a direct 1-for-1. Each facet's the same size. It's just going to be a range. How I have facet sized up is just how many villages can fit in without them being able to spit at each other from their bedroom windows.
You certainly would need to have enough for there to be genetic diversity to make it work. But
exactly. Well, so to also an important lore thing is when the shattering happened, the Convergence was where the majority of humanity was put at when they were saved. There were facets where races and cultures still existed in a minority sense. Those are really your more tribal things, and then over the past 1,000 years, as the Convergence has found more facets, they just okay, well they Americandom, say, oh, this is my land now, cool, thanks. You can come here if you want.
I can imagine that the Loxodons initially were more nomadic and roaming, but the shattering made them go, okay, we've got to consolidate into stationary populations now because there's not a lot of places for us to go anymore.
Yeah, it won't be a very large place you're from. Also, I do want to read it. Your people's history would not go back further than a couple hundred. But none of your people have died of old age. That's how young your race / history would be.
So we were kind of created by the after effects of the shattering.
You wouldn't know. It's none of your people would know because you're gonna be a tribal. So carrying down stories, it's just the oldest records of stories and history for your people would only go back a couple hundred years.
Actually, that kind of throws a wrench into the idea because, like I said, I wanted to play as an ancestral guardian barbarian, but if none of my people have died of old age.
Well, it works out if they died from battle, still.
I mean, if you say like, if you say elephants become Loxodon, maybe you can like summon spirits of wild elephants.
I mean, the thing is, like, I had a very specific idea as to what led to this character being a ancestral guardian barbarian, basically working off of the notion of elephant graveyards, but those don't actually exist in real life. But just like the idea of, oh yeah, Lexodon youth, some of them end up sleepwalking and waking up in in the graveyards of their kinsmen, and they're thought to have a special connection with ancestor spirits, so they're trained in combat. That's what I was thinking of doing, but yeah, that becomes a lot harder if this race is younger.
Because I had an idea of what I was going to do that idea hinged on. I'm going to send you a DM real quick. Hold on one second so I don't spoil too many things for people.
Okie dokie.
I got to figure out how I want to word this. Everyone else can keep talking while I think. I know you guys are like pinging questions in the chats to each other.
Good.
A few ideas for kind of background-ish for character. My problem is that I feel like we need a cleric or a paladin really badly, but at the same time, I was thinking sorcerer. But I don't want to leave it all just to the bard to be our main healer.
I was trying to do bard for versatility so I could try to fill in the roles as needed. I just like playing skill monkeys.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was also like, I've considered, I have an idea for a storm sorcerer. I know Divine Soul gives me one healing spell, but really Divine Soul is not a great healer overall because it only gives the one.
Here's the idea. What do you think the same character concept and apply it to a Tempest cleric?
Tempest. Yeah, I'll look at the cleric subclasses too. I have never actually played a cleric before. However, I'm also tempted to do a wild magic sorcerer that's kind of like his magic originated from a rift or something.
That could be interesting.
I don't know, I feel like that could fit into the world really.
I just realized we have like very low intelligence in this group.
Well,
like low.
Just because I'm going to be playing as a barbarian doesn't mean I'm going to be playing as a dumbass.
Because like the stats are like, because we have.
I will likely be a dumbass.
Because we have a swashbuckler who's charisma index. We have a bard who's charisma. Then a sorcerer is also charisma. Then fighter who can technically be smart, but prefer to have more stats than the physical stuff, mechanic wise. I mean. So
I could do a Tempest cleric.
That's all we will do. Just talking to people and avoiding every combat.
You try, but it never works.
I love playing either like intelligence or charisma, so my only thing is that the campaign that I just finished that I've been playing for a couple of years now, I just finished playing as a wizard. I love wizards. Wizards. I was a divination wizard. Okay. Divination wizards at high level are addictive.
I can restrict my concept. I actually have an old recyclable concept for my archaeologist as a necromancer.
I think I'm gonna go either sorcerer or wizard on this one. I'm not sure though which one.
Okay.
I have a concept for a monk, but monk does us no good because we have so many
I don't know.
DPS.
I don't know. Wisdom could be
If
good for
you go
seeing stuff.
roll a d2. On a 1, you get wizard. On a 2, sorcerer. Easy.
That's hard. Yeah, but for me, it's all about the character. It's all about deciding what I want to play and be.
Yeah. I get that.
Who knows how long this campaign's gonna go? I'm the person who thinks way too much about this.
At least 8 months, I've heard.
Yep. So
I know a guy who showed up first session and just made his shit by saying, okay, how many races? 8. Roll a d8. How many classes? 10. He rolled a d10. And he made his character like this. And it was actually the best character we had in the group.
Amazing. And then I do it, and then I'm like, but I'm disappointed. I could do a cleric though. I could do a Tempest cleric. I'm reading this.
Like it
subclass.
sounds like the way your Storm Sorcerer wanted to be, but it's cleric instead.
Clerics are fun.
Could
I'm
work.
totally not biased for clerics at all.
Ragnork.
You know what? Cleric is one of those classes that I'm just like, but like at the same time, I'm sure it could be really fun.
I mean, it's just basically a Wisdom Wizard with tanky stats.
You can make it a backline cleric. It's not 100% possible.
You know what? Screw it. I'll play a ranger. I'm just kidding.
Ranger are not bad. I will defend the ranger.
You'll defend the ranger? That's fair.
Honestly, I would use the if you're familiar. I don't know if you are DM Chris. There's like the Baldur's Gate changes to like the way rangers work are very welcome for making them more variety. They don't have to rely on being one place with one enemy.
If you want to play a ranger, we would do the if you want to do the new one that was released.
I was just joking. I don't actually want to play a ranger.
Okay. I'm typing and I'm half listening and I only
No,
caught
that's
a few
okay.
of those words. So.
Oh, sorry, I forgot you're still in DMing.
No,
Sorry,
you're good.
I should have introduced myself as the indecisive one.
Well, you know what
If
they
you
say.
really want,
Flip a coin.
If you really want a ranger, the Gloomstalker is amazing.
I just want to throw it out there. Rifts do go to other planes, so if you want a character like a Planeswalker Ranger, that's a choice too. Just saying, you know.
I don't know this one.
Maybe even a wild magic sorcerer that's like got some kind of ties to the rift somehow.
That's also a viable option. But having a healer is also important.
I know.
Maybe to make Ben play the healer, you know, as punishment.
Make Ben play the healer as punishment for not being at session 0 as you're the healer. My fear is, what if Ben doesn't show up in the end?
Then I will start the hunt for a technical number 8.
And we'll buy a lot of potions.
Yeah, I was about to say, we could stock up on potions. There are other means. One thing I like about the system is that, I mean, I know, DM, you were saying we should try to have a balanced party, but I also noticed that 5e has a lot of mechanics for healing without having a capital H healer.
Absolutely, you are absolutely correct. So, or just kill the enemies before they kill you. There's also that plan.
Death is the best crowd control.
I feel like a lot of that is going to be helped by once I become an ancestral guardian barbarian level 3. That's going to be helped out a lot because I will be able to activate an ability to be like, hey, enemies, if you don't attack me, you have disadvantage, and even if you hit other people, they have resistance to damage against you. Damage from you. So yeah, it's like
literally just finished a campaign where I was playing Ancestor Guardian and I left it at level 12. So I know how they work, and I'm already really on board with your character, that subclass.
Yeah, it's I kind of like barbarians. They're not my favorite class, but this idea struck me because I've only come up with one Loxodon concept before this, and I was thinking, okay, what would be a different one that I could play? And I just thought, I just love the idea of an elephant charging in with a giant weapon,
All right, Eric, I think we're good with like the framework of your backstory, right?
Awesome. And
so just as you type things out on your character sheet, things like that works. So, oh, I should mention, we are not doing optionals for your level ups and your characters and things like that. So just do keep that in mind. No optional things. I shouldn't make that a rule. I'll remember it.
Yeah, there was the I like the health grid rule you've set up here. The push your luck
yes.
system. I like that idea.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it too. So, I was in a campaign and we did the health greed rule, and I'm like, I have to. It just became a staple in all my campaigns from that point forward.
I mean, I'm used to the idea of re-rolling ones, but the health greed sounds like so much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a fan of push your luck game mechanics in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
I like blackjack.
Andy, did you figure out if you're gonna play a sorcerer or a cleric or a warlock or a wizard or a bard or a druid or?
We're working on it.
All right, cool. I like it.
I'm
Hugo,
reading all the
go-
cleric
Yes.
subclasses and seeing if there's a sick cleric subclass that sparks my fancy.
there's a lot. You said you're going for swashbuckler rogue. I like it.
Yes.
Cool.
We need to see a bit more about the backstory elements, but yes.
Mhm. Nice. What's great is there are flying ships in this campaign, so yeah.
I remember when I ran a lot of like taxi.
Sky
As I said in
pirate,
chat, I was
pirate.
thinking more like a Three Musketeers meet Robin Hood type of character.
Right. I like that.
But
That also
yes.
works very well.
Just don't be as much of an asshole as the original book versions.
I read them a long time ago. I don't remember them too much. More in terms of character aesthetic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Try not to be like actual musketeers either. They were even worse assholes.
Oh.
When we're choosing backgrounds, I can only
Mhm.
see Acolyte here, so would I just choose custom and pick
No,
a...
there's more than just acolyte. If you go into the link that I put in the chat, in the Discord chat, the
Yeah,
wiki dot,
yeah, I got that one up.
there's more backgrounds than just acolyte.
Yeah, so would I choose custom and just use one of those backgrounds?
n-
Because it's not letting me do a drop down.
What are you talking about? You talking about on roll 20?
Yeah.
Oh no, you do custom and just type it in. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right.
Yep.
Actually,
but
I was
take-
thinking of taking the acolyte background, perhaps making some adjustments for the specifics of the backstory itself, but just the idea. In a way, this character concept I have is similar to Jedi, so acolyte makes sense.
You said you had all the source books, right, Chris?
Physically I do. Yes.
Okay, because I was playing
Physically.
a Ravenloft subclass. I was thinking of.
We're not doing Ravenloft or
Oh.
Eberron or any of that stuff. Yeah.
Oh darn! Because this would.
Or
make...
no, sorry, Ravnica. We're not doing Ravnica.
Well, yeah, because this
Yep.
is Ravenloft. Like it's the Spirits Bard.
Was it Spirits Bard? Let me look at it.
I can
I
send
had
you the
to
link real quick.
I had to clear Luxodon with him by emphasizing it's not about the setting, it's about the race itself. I just really like playing as beast races.
Mm. Right. Variant human is okay, I assume, yes.
What'd you say, Hugo?
Variant human is okay, yes, I assume.
Yes, very human is allowed.
Because I always play human, for the Emperor and all this stuff.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, I always played human back when I played 3.5 because all the other races had favored classes, and I hated that.
I've been playing the old Baldur's Gate game, so it's very weird. It's like, okay, why would anyone play human? Humans are the only ones who get paladin, and they get ridiculous bonuses and the best game weapon.
I would let you play the Spirits Bard. Yes.
Because it really fits the mood of what I'm going for, the archaeology thing and looking in the past.
That works. Yes.
I'm going to DM you some very short backstory elements I had in mind,
Yep.
if they're okay for you.
I'm going to
Yeah, go
start
for
making my character, though, since that's been approved.
Go for it.
Yep.
Just remember level 1, 0.5. If you don't know what that is, let me know. I'll help you out, especially you, Kev.
In the interest of potentially establishing connections, acquaintance level connections between our characters, non-DM Chris, you say that your bard would be of archaeologically inclined, would he at all be interested in perhaps exploring archaeology of the facet where the Luxodons live?
Possibly, yeah. I mostly look at dead things.
Well, there are those in the Luxodon homeland, although you might have trouble being allowed access to them.
So
but
we can
you
say
could
like
have.
we could then like negotiating with you to start the campaign.
Or I'm just thinking that your character and mine could have met because the barbarians that my character is going to be of are in a semi-tribal traditional order known as the Bone Dreamers. They're the ones that are most involved with the so-called burial sites of my people. So if you were to go asking Luxodons, I want to see, your old sites, they would say, you might want to talk to the Bone Dreamers, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. And so maybe your character and mine would have met while you were trying to convince the elders to let you see the elephant graveyards, but they probably wouldn't have allowed you to, but you and I could have met because I'm a very young member of that order. Recently allowed to go out on my own to fight. I've learned enough from them for that, but I have yet to make direct contact with an ancestor spirit.
Gotcha. Just do that for now.
Hugo, if you wanted, I don't know what your character backstory is going to be, but I'm considering someone who's what's the place called? Had a fighter at Scarforge is what I'm considering as a backstory. I don't know if your character would have run in some of the more underworldly locations. We could have characters that might have known you.
Yeah, so the idea I had for a character is some type of on the Robin Hood aspect. Essentially, he would pretend to be part of small nobility, and basically try to give it back to the poor. So maybe just standard things like gold, maybe trying to valuable things, and maybe trying to bring things in favor of more poor people, these type of things. Maybe falsifying documents if needed. So yes, I think he maybe would have already some links with the underworld world. But that wouldn't prevent him from having run into any of you, essentially.
Cool, so more of a charlatan is what you're thinking.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's cool. I like it.
Mm.
I got a soft spot for doing bad for good.
Good old chaotic good.
And it's nice. Robin Hood, it's a very nice, basis for a character.
Mm-hmm. It's a good archetype to exploit with a rogue.
Oh yes, I think that's what rogue were made for, basically. Get deception.
Most of my rogues are more espionage, spies type things. Scouts. That's usually how I play my rogues. Informants, things like that. I always go the intelligence rogue route.
A charlatan rogue could work. It's cool. I played a charlatan paladin once.
Oh man, that sounds great.
It was one of my favorite characters. Tobias Barnaby Clayton. That was not his real name.
Oh yeah, you will not know his real name.
And he was a charlatan who this was a post-apocalyptic world in that campaign, and he was kind of running from the Haven officials because he's done some bad things. He's a charlatan. He had basically he sold forgeries of magic artifacts to a bunch of rich people.
I have here a genuine finger bone of the Savior. Come get yours today.
Yeah, magic artifacts in that world were extremely valuable because they were basically stuff that predated the calamity or basically the giant boom of nuclear war that happened when people kept mixing magic and technology. Anyways, so he decided to pretend to be a paladin, and because no one ever suspects the priest. So he found because along his journeys he found finding artifacts to recreate and stuff. He found a dead paladin and he stole his armor and shit. So he put it on, decided to pretend to be a paladin, accidentally became a paladin.
What's a great thing about 5e over the previous versions is none of the classes are alignment restricted, and that's especially good for paladins because you can do such fun things if you don't play a lawful good paladin. You know,
Yep.
I like the expansion of the concept that way.
Yep, it's honestly amazing. I literally am currently reading the paladin stuff. That's why I was thinking about him, because I only that was for like a 3-shot that I played him, and I loved him to bits. And honestly, was such a chaotic, but he had like 7 intelligence, but maximum charisma. So he didn't know what he was doing, but he could sure convince you that he did.
I think one of my just talking of unconventional classes and stuff, I think one of my favorite moments in the campaign where I played as that lizard folk bard was there was a session where we attended a little festival. It was just a fun downtime. We'd just done a boss battle sort of session. And at this festival was a wrestling ring, you know, for people to compete against each other. And my character and the barbarian in our group, a Goliath, took part. And, you know, because of the fact that we were the adventurers who just saved the day, we were kind of like, oh, to the officials, okay, let's not have it be a random lineup. The people are going to want to see us go at each other. And I actually ended up winning. He was raging, yes, but one of my bardic expertises was in athletics. So it was a 2 out of 3 thing, and I won. So the barbarian being beaten by the bard in wrestling, just that's something I'm always going to treasure.
Okay. I feel like it's something that does damage.
Okay, so that's the standard point buy for the abilities.
I would just use the standard array to make it easy on yourself.
Mm.
Alrighty.
I like how you all are making your characters, and I'm still deciding on a class.
I haven't even gotten into the nitty-gritty. I haven't even really started on mechanics yet. The only mechanics I've done so far is determine my character's height and weight. Because that's always fun with bigger races.
Yeah.
I suppose I should get into the actual mechanics, though.
So the standard array, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can do that as well. It's all going to even out.
Okay.
Yeah, point buy and standard array are the same.
Yeah, because like we're going to the point buy rule that you can't go above 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So standard array is just the easiest way to make a decently balanced character. If you want to do it quick, I'm saying.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Or you can do what I do and make a dump stat, because just for the flavor of it.
Yeah, like I won't need strength, so you know, dump it.
My dump stat is probably going to be Dex. Because Luxodons have that nice alternate AC thing, and also barbarians eventually get some advantage on certain Dex checks. So
Yep,
it'll
danger
even out.
sits.
Yep.
Remember, kids, advantage mathematically equals out to a +5 in D&D.
I did not know that. I mean, I don't think about that nitty-gritty so much. I just also... I feel like Dex is going to be the dump stat, also just because, again, elephants smashing into things. I like elephants!
That's how I look at advantages. It's as if you just got a +5. Because, I mean, yes, you could theoretically roll lower on your quote-unquote second roll, but you could also roll a lot higher, and it just averages out mathematically to an average of +5 on a D20 scale. I don't know. I remember reading it, and I'm like, I don't know if this is real or not, but it sounds legit enough. I just went with it.
Funny, I was just looking at the Acolyte background. I like to start with the background stuff. And one of the pieces of the equipment that's given by that background is, among them, is a holy symbol. So I'm thinking I'm going to take something that is equivalent to a holy symbol, but not actually of any gods. More of, because like I said, there's a
Spiritually.
specific, yeah, like there's a specific tradition that I have in mind. So I think I'm going to create a holy symbol that's along those lines.
Just to keep in mind, it's normal D&D gods. If you don't know what those are, you can just Google it.
I mean, that really varies from setting
Yeah,
to setting.
because like, are you talking about Forgotten Realms gods? Are you talking about
Forgotten Realms.
Okay, Forgotten Realms gods.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. When people say standard D&D gods, my first thought is Greyhawk, because those were the gods posted in the 3.5 rulebook. That's what I
Makes
started
sense.
with.
Yeah,
So,
we're doing Forgotten Realms, the OG 5e ones, like Timora and Bahamut and all those guys.
yeah. I mean, there's a whole section in the rulebook with the different pantheons you could go with. There's even real world gods in the handbook.
Yeah, which I think is kind of cool. All the Egyptian and
The fun,
yeah.
the fun part is all the Egyptians are canon in the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Do you know the god Tyr is I think just the Norse one in Forgotten Realms?
Actually, speaking of equipment, DM, are you okay with us doing the alternate starting gold rather than the equipment packages from backgrounds?
What were you saying?
Whenever you create a character, you have the option of either going with an equipment package that's provided by their background and their class, or going with a batch of starting gold that's rolled for, depending on the class. And
I would
gold
prefer
is used by...
you do the package that comes with it. Keep it simple.
Okay.
Um,
Works for me. I just thought would be a good idea to establish it for everybody.
Yep. Good question. I didn't even think about that because I've always just done the established things. I never done the gold roll. So
I usually prefer the gold roll, but I'm fine with the package.
Okay, cool. That's all right.
I may ask to swap out certain things.
Swapping out, I'm down with swapping out things. Absolutely. Because not every background is going to perfectly fit your character. Like where you're talking about the holy symbol thing, that's totally fine. That's like an RP thing. That's not a mechanical. You're not asking to swap a dagger out for a halberd.
I think that will still be a holy symbol. I'm just talking about the flavor. But I might ask to. I don't remember the nitty gritty of the packages, but I'm pretty sure the barbarian package is like you get a great axe, and I'm thinking I don't want to use a great axe, so I might ask to swap that for a halberd or something.
Yep. We can go with that. I thought it was any martial weapon, but who knows?
Like I said, I haven't looked into the nitty gritty of it for a while.
Yep.
Question: Are you DM? Are you cool with Tasha's Cauldron? I assume.
Yes. What specific are you talking about from it?
I'm currently actually looking at the Circle of Wildfire Druid because of the healing spells it gets, and also Wildfire.
Wildfire Druids are allowed. Yep. That's the one you get a little flaming bush spirit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. That's all good. Druids are fun.
I've never played a druid in my life.
Well, what I like about the it's wildfire, stars, and there's another one. You can use your wild shapes for something other than just turning into animals.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because not every druid wants to wild shape. So I feel like Circle of Wildfire should be what Circle of the Land should be. And they should make more like Circle of Wildfire. So like Wildfire would be the fire circle. They should make an ice circle, a water circle, a earth circle, an air circle, things like that. Tree circle, storm circle. So druids are fun. I like them. They have the most unique spells out of all the other classes, I think, other than like Paladin Smites. Because you get like Moonbeam, you get like a lot of summon spells. You get the travel through trees spell. So yeah, and that'll be a nice. Damn. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Circle of Dreams is also cool. I like so many classes.
I know. I feel the same way.
Just gonna hang my head in shame at the fact that I still haven't picked a class.
No, there's nothing shameful about that.
That's why we do a session 0. You know.
Personally, I'm a fan of the class being decided among the last things when you come up with a character. Like, I started with Luxodon Barbarian with this character concept, but that's just because the mental image came to my mind very concretely. So, it's less about the actual class and more about the imagery of it. But in general, I'm in favor of picking a class last when I come up with a character.
And I would agree with his suggestion. Figure out what you character want to do, and then figure out what class is going to best fit that.
Yeah, usually when I create a character, I start with the race, then the background, then the class.
Usually start with the background, and then I go from there. And I was initially thinking more of a underworld character, but I'm currently needing to. I feel like we really need a healer, so I'm trying to.
Well, you have your bard.
And I picked a subclass that gives us extra healing at least.
That's kind of what I'm looking at, is subclasses that can give me a bit of
damage or healing.
A bit healing.
Yeah. There's a lot of options. Basically, any class that can cast a spell has a healing spell. So,
unless you're a wizard.
Wizards get spells. There's the Thurug or whatever, the cleric subclass. There's a cleric subclass for wizards. Surprisingly enough. Yes.
One question. I'm playing kind of a scholar person. I don't see any place in the notifications that would classify the university.
That would be the Blue House would have universities there. And there's also the guilds. There's two. There's the Whistler College. Under
guilds. Gotcha.
Yep. Whistler College.
Okay.
So,
I'm just writing the backstory out, so I'm trying to integrate it into the world.
So either that one or the Errant will be the two guilds.
And second note, how many NPCs do you want? I usually go with at least 3 or 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3. However many you want. You're comfortable with. Yep. So, Kev, how are you doing with your character?
I'm just putting in my equipment right now.
Cool. You got a background figured out and everything? Like, what kind of story you want for your character?
Oh, yeah. Soldier. Him and his brother fighting in some battles. His brother dies, and, he just, because of some bad orders from, an
leadership.
officer.
Yep.
Decides to go out on his own. So one of his personality traits is he doesn't believe in just blindly following orders, and that's from assignment as being a soldier. I haven't yet looked into the lore so that I can make it fit into the lore just yet.
So if you want to do a soldier, there is definitely a Convergence army. Absolutely, there is. Who are sanctioned by the Red and White houses. Those are the two.
I was looking into the Red House, and I liked it. I like the Red House. So
your Red and White houses are going to be your So fun fact, some extra lore and everything with the 6 houses. They're all very unique, but they also intertwine with each other a lot. That's where the guilds come from, is those interactions between the houses. So you being part of the military, I mean, if you look at the guilds handouts, you have the Facet's Militia, you have the Elysian Protectorate, and you also have the Murian Guard as the quote-unquote military. And you also got the Sarkosans. But you wouldn't be from one of those guilds specifically, because again, you can't be a member of a guild until later on when you get more levels, etc., etc., etc. But it doesn't mean that's where the actual Convergence army comes into play. And the army is not necessarily fighting other kingdoms, because there aren't really other kingdoms. It's more fighting inhabitants of other facets who aren't accepting the fact that they're joining the Convergence against their will.
Right.
So or for some of those bigger facets, like Pentacost, for example, if there are people on there who are actively against the convergence, that's when the convergence army would come in and just do military things, and they go to war, or it's really not really a war; it's more of a scuffle, and the size of it all. So you could definitely be like, oh, you were on one of these facets. If you want him killed by another person, that's cool. If you want him to be, I know, be a fun background idea is there was a rift break on one of the facets you were stationed at, and your officer made you guys fight it, even though you're all like level 0, level 1 soldiers. So that's also be a cool background idea I just thought of if you want to go with that. Don't have to.
Yeah.
This is me just spitballing things.
No, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
So, and it gives you the idea to become an adventurer because you want to help close rifts. You know, all that fun stuff. Look at me being a DM, giving you your character as a stake in the world. Love it. So. Again, if anyone has or wants like more information of some different facets your character could be from, let me know. I have a list of like almost 30, actually. But the ones I just have posted are just the more well-known ones, like I said earlier. So, because there's gonna be other facets you guys are gonna go to as you rank up in levels and things.
I think I'm gonna go with a druid. I'm gonna go circle a wildfire druid. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna make a commitment.
All right. If you don't play this character, I'm gonna just let you know I'm a hold it above your head. I'm gonna call you druid, whatever you are. I'm gonna give you a curse session 1 that changes your class to druid.
You know what? That's honestly fair. Okay, I can start building from here.
But it's not gonna be circle of wildfire. It's gonna be circle of the land. It's gonna be the worst one.
No, don't do this to me. I curse you with circle of the land.
Could you imagine like that's an actual curse? Imagine just throw away the character at that point.
Oh my gosh.
It's tainted, it's infected.
New cursed item cannot be removed, turns you into a circle of land druid.
Yeah. It's bound at the soul.
Okay, I think you're going to hate the name I picked.
I'm gonna hate the name you picked. Why? Let me look at this. Hold on. Oh man.
We're starting at first level.
Oh my gosh.
That's the name he pretends to have. You know, that's not his real name.
All right, let me see if I can pronounce it. Charles Henry Auguste David de Babatha.
Yeah. And
did I get it right?
the first 4 names doesn't spell Chad on purpose.
I didn't even look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
Chad. Okay.
No, I'm going to pick something less stupid.
I once created a Tabaxi bard whose full name was Fire and Red Moonlight, but he just had everybody call him Firm.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be Farm?
Fire in Red Moonlight.
Okay.
Oh.
So when I played this campaign as a player, in this Pentacost world, my character's name was Matthew Valorix McGonagall Azur Magic the 7th. That was his name. He was technically a wizard. Technically.
It was very weird how that campaign worked with magic.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember Ernie changed the magic system to Spectrum and all that stuff. You remember?
Yeah, I know.
So that's why anything with Spectrum is just deleted. I just removed it from this campaign because that was a horrible idea on his part. I mean, that's why like halfway through the campaign we just stopped doing it. Everyone adapted to normal 5e classes and magic and stuff.
DM.
Yes, player.
Our Ganassi. Sorry, I have a bad habit of saying DM because that's what my
No, you're fine.
do. But are Ganassi allowed?
Yes, Ganassi's are absolutely allowed.
Okay. I just didn't see them on the list here, so I just
Are,
want
are
to
you,
make sure.
you making a pyromancer? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yep. Love it.
Just make a
Fantastic.
brand from Lee.
You should make a water Ganassi pyromancer. That would be funny.
Steam.
Okay, that's kind of tempting, but also fire.
No, go for it. Do it.
Okay,
I
want to make sure.
No,
do you
Also, I
already-
will.
Sorry.
Also, I almost always call the DM, and I'm especially going to do so in this case since he has the same name as one of the players. So.
Yep. Or you can call me Glacial. That also works too. Or I've been called a series of different names as my DM career. So it's all good.
And amazing, overruling creature. Do you go by Tasha's rules of character creation
Are you talking about for what aspects?
for realigning where your character modifier, your ability score modifiers go?
No, I do not. You have to follow the racial ones, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
I'm still going Ganassi for the freaking flavor, but
Absolutely, go for it. I always will always as a DM give 2 thumbs up to roleplay versus min-maxing.
And I
Yeah,
personally,
no,
I always like alternate concepts. Like convention-breaking concepts for classes like Druid. So like a Fire Ganassi Wildfire Wizard makes a lot of sense because that's not so much a wizard that's focused on burning things down. That's just a druid of an environment that is a bunch of fire.
Let's see.
Well,
that is nature
you know,
for you.
in nature, burning away the old so that new can grow is definitely a mental aspect one can take.
Exactly. I mean, this character I haven't fully fleshed out, but I'm thinking, I don't know, I really loved the freaking arena that you've made, and I was thinking of having, like, my backstory be a bit more of a, like,
Hot-headed fighter.
underworld kind of person, and then as he grew up, started doing fighting in the Scarforge.
As a druid? Oh, wow.
I
like it.
It was an idea I had. It's not one I have to stick with, but
No. It's good. I just know that you are level 1, so people with swords and martial classes are definitely going to kick your ass.
Oh, yeah.
But you can come. I mean, I just imagine it. Once you hit level 5 and you get Fireball, you're just going to go in there with your little fire spirit and just blow shit up.
It's just level 2. Druids get nothing at level 1. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I realize it.
I don't get a
You're talking to everyone who gets their stuff at level 3 here.
So, so do want to say, the plan for leveling up is after session 5, you guys should be level 3. So long as you actually guys do something productive each session. It's going to be 2 sessions at level 1 and then 3 sessions at level 2. So that way you guys get used to your characters, get used to your roles. Because who knows, you guys may change what you get at level 3. Or level 2 even. You're like, oh, my character is leaning more this way after these couple sessions. I've seen it happen multiple times.
I'm in favor of this. I mean, especially with this concept, because it'll feel like I'd like to feel like I earned the subclass a bit because of the cultural significance of the type of barbarian I'm making.
So, it also allows me to DM at these lower levels to understand how the players play and how you're going to be playing your characters. So that way, once we get the ball rolling at level 3 and we get to the really fun stuff, we can get going. I can start, working those backstories into the world. I can start doing fun stuff.
All right, I think I have completed my character sheet.
All right, let me take a look here. Ooh, let's see here. Highest Lentulus Mordicus. All right, fighter, soldier. Guess they're down. Without flinching, independence. People. Yep. Dump stat, charisma. Got some wisdom. Let me do this. Fighter, you get 2 skills. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 as part of background. You are soldier. Yeah. Gives you those 2. Cool, 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 cool. Yep. Second wind. HP should be 10 plus con modifier. Yep. Cool. Looks good. Yeah, I think you're good there, dude.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that.
How dare you?
Damn it, I'm trying to edit this.
I have a message. Eric, give me 1 second. Let me look at my notes here.
Sure thing.
We can't go above a 15 for stats, correct?
Yes,
In
with the
point by,
buy.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But with your racial modifiers, it can go above 15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, mine give me to Constitution and Intelligence, so not very helpful for a Wisdom build.
Mm-hmm.
I am thriving, is what I'm telling you.
Okay, where are they going?
Also, if anyone doesn't use this, I'm just going to say that you probably should, because it's really helpful if anyone has trouble with the point buy. I use this always. It's literally a little calculator that just does the point buy math for you.
Yes, I've seen that.
It's so nice, honestly.
Quick question, DM. Was there
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
very
yeah.
common language in the history with Pentacost and like what he used for magic and speaking?
Pentacost was known to be able to speak every language.
I'm saying like, was there one that was very common back then? Because I'm doing the thing where I'm doing the archaeology thing, so I'm trying to figure out what language would be like the most useful.
Primordial.
Okay.
Ooh, no. And my guy is now on the map.
Oh no, let me look here. Oh, there he is. Wonderful. Yeah, so if you want tokens, I have a token maker as well. So you can just PM me the images and I can make you guys tokens.
I haven't drawn mine yet because I wasn't sure what I was making until today.
I'll have to go on Hero Forge to make the
Yeah,
image.
just
I love Hero Forge. I used to make character pictures using video game character creators and take screenshots of those, but Hero Forge has just made it so much easier.
oh yeah, I did this with the Skyrim character creation.
Yeah.
With a lot of mods, you can make very good looking characters.
Yeah. Skyrim is especially fun for using to create Dragonborn characters. Because Argonians, they have a lot of facial
Yes. Well, this one I just took already existing picture and put a cartoon filter on it.
Okay, I think my guys are. Oh wait, haven't put the speed in. Or the health.
Slightly edited the name too.
I'll start taking a peek at everything here in a little bit. Give me a minute here.
Yeah, I think my guy is good.
Yeah, I think I'm good to go.
Cool. I'll start looking at everything, all you guys' stuff here in a moment.
Can I change my short bow for a crossbow?
You said, can you
As I-
swap them out?
Yeah, and I get a short bow by making a road, but I would prefer having short crossbow, short crossbow.
You could do the hand crossbow.
Yeah, the same one.
Yeah. So I think they're the same damage, anyways.
Yeah, 1d6.
The this was Hugo.
Crossbow 20. Why can't I?
Cool. All right. Enemy Mo. Let's do Dusty. I'm looking at your character sheet.
Gotcha.
Right. Race is a half elf. I like it. I like it. We are all bard with the sage background.
Oh.
Bard gives you like 1,000 skills, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's why I picked
Oh, yeah.
half elf too, so I get extra even more.
Yeah.
Half elf bard or half elf rogue? Just.
Yeah.
How many skills do you want? Yes.
How many skills do you want? Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. You have spells. Shit, I gotta check spells. Okay. 2 cantrips, 4 spells. No, perfect. Cool. And you can have how many spells prepared? 2.
When all of them are prepared, it's a spell slot
Oh.
system with Bard, remember?
Right. Why do you have the 2 red and 2 white then?
I did that before I thought about it, before I remembered how bards work.
Got it. Cool. All right. That works then. Did Candy, the past is more important way to find the future. I am up to prove naysayers can wrong. Da, 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 da.
Can I have been a bounty hunter?
That's give me 1 second. I'll look at all that stuff and figure that out with you. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Chris, I think your character sheet looks good. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, at a glance, yeah. All right. Who else was done? You said
Yeah, me.
yeah, Hugo. Look at you. Rogue, charlatan background, love it. Cool. It looks good as well.
Great.
Yeah. So, hold on one second here. Andy, that's what your name is. Shoot, I was about to say Aldi. I'm like, your name's not Aldi. You're not a convenience store. You said you wanted to do a bounty hunter background, right?
I was debating it. I was just looking at background ideas. Oh, a bounty hunter could be kind of a fun background for a character. I don't know, like maybe he used to work on an airship of some kind, helping just like pick up bounties of people.
Mm-hmm. Bounty hunting would be a very popular job because it's super easy to run to a random facet that no one knows about and it's just hiding there. So that's definitely a background choice you can do. How do you plan to tie that in with your class as a druid? Are you like a tracker of some sort? Or are you actually apprehending them? Are you someone who's like, what was your idea?
Tied into my class per se quite yet. I was more just trying to brainstorm and if that was even a possibility.
Yeah, bounty, like I said, not even considering the druid part. Bounty hunting, like I said, bounty hunting would be a very popular occupation here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not planning a druid that's like super like tied into nature as much as he draws energy from like the elemental energy.
I see what you're going for. You're going for more an elementalist type of deal. Got it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for here. That's kind of why I'm going for the pyromancer build.
Yeah.
Also because I've never played a pyromancer in any way, so I figured that could be kind of fun.
Everyone does it. It's fun. I am partial to cryomancy. Just saying. So if you face an ice mage and you lose, it's not being biased at all. Promise.
By the way,
Sorcerer,
if I send you a random playlist later, it's probably because I made one for your character.
Amazing.
Yeah.
A sorcerer I used to try playing in the past was very much into air-based magic, especially lightning. But he had a specific aversion to never casting any sort of fire spell.
See, initially I was like, oh, this would have worked really well with my initial storm sorcerer build, like, because he can control the winds and whatnot. But at the same time, I really need to give us some healing here. And the idea of being able to, I'm gonna have to play off of how as a flavor, like the using fire to both ignite life once more, as well as to snuff it, is kind of fun.
And also, healing with fire is fun. Let me know when this begins to hurt.
There's a lot of, and just real world fantasy. I say fantasy, real world mythology of fires being used to heal. I mean, you got to think of the hearth of a home is symbolizing. It's a fire pit in a house, but it symbolizes protection, warmth, love, and family. While also fire could be symbolized as destruction, it's also light, the sun. There's a lot of ways you can do fire. So making a healing pyromancer is 100% viable, and I like it.
That's kind of what I'm going for here, is a healing pyromancer.
Yeah.
So yeah, bounty hunter was just an idea. I don't really know exactly what I should be going for background.
Okay, let's ignore everything. Just, what do you see your character doing? What persuaded them to become, a druid in the first place? Was it a significant event? Is it they just wish to become more attuned to their, because they're a fire genasi, so you can always want them to become more attuned to their fire elemental heritage. You could go the route where it's a desperation thing. Maybe it's like they were out alone and they became one with nature. Out in a desert, maybe they got lost because there is a desert facet. I think it's Dragfor. I forget the name exactly. Or it's more of a mesa. But they're out there and they became in tuned with their nature. I don't. There's options. What kind of vibes with you the best? How do you foresee your character becoming a druid? What was like their mental connection to it or path?
think it was like almost like innately the fire has always been a part of him. And yeah, I've already decided this is a he/him character.
Perfectly fine.
He kind of has had that like sense where he can feel like the energy of fire in a spiritual way to him that he wants to harness, but like perhaps he's kind of afraid of the destructive nature of fire. So he tries to learn how to harness fire to do good and to heal and to support rather than only destroy. Though in the cases of where he deems it necessary, he's not afraid to use it to destroy when necessary.
So you want to have a background where maybe his life was affected by a fire, maybe a wildfire destroyed his home or killed someone close to him, and because of that, he wanted to control it before it controlled him, kind of thing, like a fear response.
That'd be kind of cool. It could also be almost like he was born from a wildfire that destroyed his home. Like he was, maybe he was even a human before and like emerged a new person, almost like the phoenix emerging from the ashes.
Less so that, but we could tie in rifts, where maybe a fire plane rift opened up, and the creatures from there destroyed your home, maybe.
Cool.
And you're like, okay, rifts are dangerous. The fire rift, the fire elemental plane is always a threat, and it hit close to home because it destroyed your home. And you're like, cool, I'm gonna control it. I'm gonna go in there and it's gonna become my bitch kind of ideal.
Yeah.
You make fire your bitch. So when it comes to actual backgrounds, we got options. That's what's great about 5e. There's options.
There is an urban bounty hunter.
Yeah, see that my thought is like kind of almost like along the way he's perhaps become slightly more jaded, but like still has that innate goodness to him. So like I don't know, I looked at different ideas and I was like, there's some fun ones throughout it. So I'm not like married to an idea, but I did think the idea of like a sky bounty hunter, a smuggler, something like that could be neat. But I'm also happy to go a different direction if you prefer.
No. So you want some kind of connection with the underworld still, though, correct?
Kind of an innate idea, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. You were displaced by fire, so you probably went to the Convergence after your facet was attacked by the fire elementals. The earth was scorched beyond the ability to return. So there's there's a lot of good like city backgrounds. Bounty hunter could be one. But you play maybe more of a supportive role, because fire, there's light, you help just do things with that. You could always go with let me see, I'm looking at the list here. Interesting. I'm trying to think. With your home life, would your character have been more like in a farming village? Would you want them to be more part of a larger, like normal day-to-day life type thing? Maybe what, like your parents, you followed your parents' footsteps with a job. Maybe like they used to be bounty hunters and you're like following the family business type deal. Like, what you thinking?
Thinking almost his parents were more like locals, good people, and like he feels like he's almost gone the opposite direction of them.
So they were like normal, 9 to 5, showed up, did some random work, maybe a farmer or a merchant of some sort. And because of the fire, it has caused you to like not be able to settle down anywhere. So like bounty hunting became the best thing because you're always on the move, right? You're never stuck in one place. I like it. We could go with something like that. But with that, what would have convinced you to become an adventurer after being a bounty hunter for so long?
Maybe he witnessed a rift cause destruction, like maybe a rift to the fire plane or something. He
Like
witnessed.
another one showed up,
Yeah.
and that was your trigger to become an adventurer to stop them, like get those narcs and everything to close them permanently.
Yeah, and like see if there's a way to help balance, and he wants to find like-minded people who are looking for the same kind of goals.
Of like stopping this threat from continuously returning.
I
I
mean,
I really like it.
He's like, if I can do a couple bounties along the way, that's fine with me too. I need money after all.
Yeah, you're a multi-capable individual, stopping rifts and bounty hunting. Maybe one of the bounties run into rifts. Who knows? That's like suicide mission. Like you have to like be very desperate to run into a rift to run away from the convergence law.
Yeah, I'll DM you about something as an idea that I have.
Go for it. I'm always open to secret stuff.
Also, if you all have ever settled on character descriptions, I love to draw characters.
You and Chris both.
Chris likes to draw too. Chris can probably draw better than me.
Okay. Don't kill yourself. Look, the best drawing I have in here is my icon right now.
I'm very new to digital art. I am just learning.
It's a very awkward transition, I can tell you that much.
It is. So I just the one that's my icon right now. That's my character from another campaign.
Both of them are well done as someone who can't draw.
I saw your icon and I was like, I wonder if Chris drew that. I was gonna ask you that because it's really cool.
Yep, that was a character. Oddly enough, in the last time this campaign happened.
Yeah, that's Quincy, right?
No, that's Jameson. Remember after Quincy?
Oh, it's Jameson.
Yeah, after Quincy left.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that now. Oh man,
that was a long time ago.
That was. You gotta remember, that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. I gotta actually find my pen. I can't find my pen for my tablet. I think the cat took it. Okay. But if everyone's got their characters, I'm ready to start RPing if we want to do an introductory section at the end of section 0.
I've still got to finish up mechanics of mine.
Gotcha.
That's another thing. When I create characters, I don't use any of the loaded-in assets or anything. I type out everything myself to better cement in my mind what my character can do.
Oh, I get that.
Sounds like everyone's done, and it's only been 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this would take way longer.
Well, like I said, I'm still filling out mechanical stuff, but I
True.
do have a pretty solid concept in mind. And Chris, if you're okay with the idea of your bard archaeologist and mine being acquaintances, like your interest in my people's stuff could have opened me up to asking you about where you came from, the convergence and things like that, and given me the idea to be about to join up with the Adventurers Guild there.
Yeah, well, let's just ask the DM about that. Is it okay if, Dusty went to his facet on one of his weird trips?
So I was thinking about that. Dusty could have been part of a team that was there to investigate and ask questions and everything. You wouldn't be there by yourself. You would be part of, a research team. And you could have met, Eric's character there, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Question for the DM.
Answer for the player.
How will we be traveling? Would we be traveling using some kind of airship or teleportation?
Traveling is done via 2 ways. Airship is one, but there are also teleportation pillars.
Read about those.
Yeah, so all the main facets will have them. And any early missions you guys take are going to be on a facet with one of these pillars on it. Now, each facet only has 1 pillar, so if you're unfortunate and it's on the other side of facet, you're going to have some fun times hiking. A few days across. Airships are a thing. renting them out, there's a price for it. It depends upon if it's like a normal, like an airship that travels from the Convergence to a facet normally, like one of the mining outposts. It's gonna be relatively cheap. We're talking maybe like 10, 15, 20 gold pieces, give or take, to how far away it is. If it's to one of the facets that isn't frequented at all, you're basically hiring out an entire ship to take you guys there. Later on, there's other ways to get places: teleportation, fly spells, buying your own ship. There's various ways to do things on your own. But for the purpose of this early part of the campaign, it's mainly airship and teleportation pillars.
Mhm.
And the pillars are free to use. It's a public service type thing, so there's no fee with those.
Just don't block the doors.
Yeah. Well, it's not like a little pillar. It's more like an obelisk.
I was just
So-
making a reference to metro systems in the lab.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. The term pillar, don't think of it as like a little pole in the ground you see outside of buildings. No, this is like an obelisk. You're talking like 30, 50 feet tall, like 10 feet wide on each side, and they're like little magical doorways you go through. So.
Debating.
Hmm?
I was just looking at different backstories. I still haven't settled. I know. I'm bad. I'm bad.
It's okay. We're in session 0. This is what it's for.
Exactly. And if you don't get it done today, if you want to sleep on it for a couple days, we have until next week. This is.
I will get it done. I'm determined.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have an inkling of an idea. I'm just gonna message you so it doesn't sound dumb.
Oh, absolutely. There are no dumb ideas. There are just ideas that aren't fleshed out.
It's not
Unless
a
you're
dumb
in the
idea if it
military.
works.
Yeah. In the military, there are always dumb ideas. There are no smart ideas.
Yeah. Hey, at least you're in the army. At least you're in the one that has a brain cell.
How do I answer that?
You can't answer it like you can't defend yourself because you know it's true, but you know the army's worse.
Well, no, not you. I'm talking about her question.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. Because I some of you are asking questions and you're getting real close to some plot points already. I'm like, these are great. These are fantastic. How do I answer this without spoiling anything?
It's like okay. Does this work or is this gonna ruin everything?
Yeah. Let me type your message out. Hold on.
Just letting the bot play us some tunes in the meantime.
It's a good song. It's a good little background music. I like it.
Just vibing. It's
Yep.
naps. It's a bop.
Yeah. SMT series really messes with background bops. It's like one of the best chill songs I know about.
What is?
The background song, Muhodara.
I honestly didn't know this song until now.
Yeah, you can look at the music channel, it'll tell you what the song is playing.
I muted the music channel, so
Oh, fair.
just because it goes ba-doop, ba-doop,
It
ba-doop.
has to update every time the song loops.
Yeah, I just mute it in the channel so I don't get booped.
Yeah, same. But honestly, background music is like the best in D&D. Like when you have like
Yeah.
friggin' boss music and shit.
Oh,
Oh,
trust me,
yeah.
I have a lot.
Ooh.
I have a good repertoire. Chris can tell you.
I'm so excited. When DMs take the time to do that, just mwah, chef's kiss. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
If I ever DM, one thing I'm gonna make sure to do, have background music, but at some point I would hope to be able to have players go up against a significant boss playing Klaus' Demise from Neverwinter Nights. That track is just so significant to me.
Nice. Well, if we ever have a cancellation week or something, I have a bunch of one-shots I write, and one I have a whole music playlist for to run through in it. And
Awesome.
I wrote it for Halloween, actually, one shot that I did. to give my DM in a different campaign a break for the week, and I enjoy it. I have way too many one shots, honestly. I can't ever. I DM'd a campaign one time, and I can never commit to it since.
Does that help answer your question?
Yes, that does. That answers it greatly. Thank you.
2 thumbs up.
Greatly. Yep. English is just the worst language. That's all I'm gonna say.
As I've always said, English is my second language, but it's the only language I know.
Exactly.
With how poor I speak it.
I have the benefit of, my parents are both editors, so I'm very familiar with English and how it works. And I also recognize that just how many contradictions there are in it, because to be absolutely blunt, and I'm sorry if this phrasing offends any of you, but to be absolutely blunt, English is the result of generations of language rape. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, what is it? English language is like 6 languages stacked on top of each other in a trench coat?
Yeah.
My favorite version of that is English is someone who just goes around and pounds other languages around and shakes them down for loose grammar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, I grew up with a freaking grammar teacher and editor as parents, as my mother. And I used to work as an editor as well before I got into graphic design, and I'm like, I know the English language. I still think it sucks.
I write as a hobby, and I still don't know the English language very well.
I have a fucking degree and I still know it's bullshit.
Exactly.
I think the more familiar you are with English, the more you realize that it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Since we're wrapping up characters more or less, I do want to go over the missions real quick with you guys, which is the rank is equal to levels. Every odd level, you would go up in air quotes rank. So at level 1, you would be iron rank. Level 3 would be bronze, 5 steel, etc. And you can only accept missions from 1 up of your rank. So at level 1, you guys could do bronze ranks, but you couldn't do steel. At level 3, you could do steel, but you can't do silver, etc., 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 etc. Hopefully that helps answer your question, or answer the methodology of that. The mission board, this is me as a DM talking to you as players, is just to kind of get the ball rolling with the campaign. Get a couple little fun little, I don't want to say one-shots, but basically kind of are one-shots with side plots and growing plots as things go on, where, helps get things going. Hopefully eventually we'll get away from the mission board as more direct plots go on, but don't feel like you guys have to do a mission from the mission board. You guys can be like, we want to go to Black Snow and go look at the volcano. If you guys really want that to be something you guys want to do, you guys can be like, we want to go to we want to rent out a ship and go to the bowl and go fishing. Absolutely something you guys can go do in a session.
We could have our characters meet, having all been interested in the same quest at the start, and that could be our kind of first quest together.
So I already have that planned out.
Okay.
When you guys joined the Adventurers Guild, you have to go through what's the right word? Not a tutorial, like
Try.
a trial. Basically, you guys are going to be put in a group with other people with a someone overwatching you guys, and that's how you guys are going to be meeting. Is you're joining the Adventurers Guild and you are ready to do your first mission, and you all 6 of you tentatively, if Ben shows up, would be put in a group together under an advisor to oversee what you guys are doing. That's kind of how you guys are going to be meeting up. Obviously, I would prefer if you pick what you want to do the week before. So like before today's session ends, you guys kind of like, okay, we want to go do wolf pelts. We want to do the letter delivery. We want to go do the stop the banditry. So,
I think Close Rift, Stygian Devils sounds nice. Nice reward.
which one you want to do?
In the Adamantine level.
No.
Yeah, let's just go close the Stygian Devil's Rift, guys. That seems like a great level 1
Go
session.
big or go home.
So, these missions will change. I'm just gonna be honest. The Rift ones are just kind of there for role play / lore. These will, by the time you get to these levels, these rifts will already be closed. So, but just give you an idea of what's out there in the world. So, and how missions are posted. It's fun. So, but yeah, you guys have 7 different first sessions you could do. The choices are somewhat limited. But just because we have the time and everything, this is going to be your adventurer guide / mentor. Let me show it to you guys. Nathan Schultz is his name. So he is going to be overseeing you for these first few missions until you guys reach bronze rank, aka level 3. At which point you guys will be free to do as you wish.
So is he the TPK guard?
He is the TPK guard. Yes, you are correct.
I love him. He's my new best friend.
So,
I shit you not, I played a session 1 where we had 2 PC deaths and we were gonna have a full ass TPK until the DM intervened with some NPCs to save the rest of us.
yeah. Level 1. So in D&D, level 1 is very dangerous. A wizard trips and falls. He takes fall damage and he dies.
Yeah.
So it is paramount that I like having an NPC early on in the campaign. A, because it allows you guys to have a direct interaction with the world as players, other than killing things. And B, like I said, it prevents TPK.
Okay.
So
you guys want to decide on a quest now for next week?
I mean,
Sure.
we got 2 hours to do whatever. If we really want to, we could start today. Honestly,
I'm fine with
if
that.
if people are okay with it,
We can take a quick 5 minutes so I can go to the bathroom and get another drink.
Well, I think people are still
I'm-
fleshing out characters and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
quite ready for that
Yeah.
yet. And
I'm
also,
not
Okay.
either.
It felt like we were getting near the end of characters.
No.
and also, I just can I just put out there, the notion that maybe more people in the group could figure out like acquaintance level connections with other party members, to help with the cohesion and help, just have a reason for us to actually be coming together in like loose pairs or trios.
I like that idea.
That works too. Yeah. However,
I think you said, Andy, that your character may have links with the underworld world.
Yeah,
Like-
I was debating. I know I'm bad. I'm still looking at backgrounds, and I was debating, and I was gonna ask you, DM, about whether or not I was thinking. Okay, I'm starting a lot of sentences, and I'm not finishing any of them.
you're fine. Take a deep breath. I do the same thing a lot.
I could have been I was debating being a smuggler and saying, God, I'm becoming so self-aware.
Yeah, I mean, if you go down this road, we can work together.
Yeah, I was thinking. I wonder if I was caught doing underworld things, and then was basically
Recruited.
join us or go to jail.
Well, if Hugo characters stumble upon you, like Hugo, if you stumble upon a Fire Ganazi's druid smuggler, would you try to recruit them to your side? Possibly.
Yes, at least be curious. But yes, depending on also what type of contacts he may add. Yeah, maybe they were working together or were sent on a mission together. We can do something like this.
Yeah.
I could have been a bounty. I'm thinking I'm a bounty hunter because the freaking smuggler makes you pick athletics and deception, which is annoying because I have no strength or charisma.
I mean, you can always make a custom background.
So what skills it's going to I'm very open to changing up skills that fits your character better in the background, especially because you're not doing just cookie cutter. I was a smuggler. You were a specific kind of smuggler, right? So you would probably do more stealth and maybe I don't know, persuasion as your two skills. I don't know what two you would pick. You don't have to pick athletics if you don't want to pick athletics, because you're good. So if you want to, so long as the number stays the same, you're fine. This goes with if duplicates. If you have two of the same skill between background and class, just swap one of them out for another skill that fits your background or your character.
I'll go with urban bounty hunter because then I can have done and bad. Why not?
There is a custom background rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. It's not often brought up, but yeah, there is a way to just create a custom background. It's listed before all the other backgrounds.
It is.
Yeah.
But personally, as a DM, I am very much a advocate of picking one of the backgrounds and then modifying it to fit you better, than creating a complete custom one.
I've kind of I've done that with the acolyte thing here. I've kind of made it less about, you know, serving a temple or god, but just more like having traditions and, you know, ways of doing things, referring to those instead of you know,
exactly,
like doctrines. No.
So.
That sounds like you're a heretic.
Oh, don't bring up the TTS right now.
I was thinking maybe me and the barbarian could have met some kind of battle beforehand.
Probably not.
What kind of background you got?
I'm imagining something that culturally kind of has the appearance of, you could say it's somewhat a hybrid of Tibet and Scotland. You know, somewhat isolated because of where the Luxodons and what the DM has described. It's
I totally forgot you had the whole Luxodon background.
Yeah, it's a somewhat isolated facet, and it's pretty dangerous where he is from, but there wouldn't be a lot of reason, I think, for Convergence soldiers to go out there.
There'd be zero reason for your character to be out there, absolutely. But what I was thinking is with Andy's background with the fire rift, that could be the same rift your friend died at. And you two have met in the past, but you parted ways, and then when you both have bumped into each other at the Adventurers Guild, and you would recognize each other. It's been, you know, so many years since then.
Okay. I like that.
Again, and that's okay if Andy's okay with that kind of shenanigan as well. So that way you at least knew your two would be the weakest relationship out of the bunch, but at least you two knew each other, and Andy's like, oh, he also lost someone there as well. You know, you lost your friend, she lost her home and stuff, and maybe you helped get her away from the fire or something like that. I don't know how Andy wants to do her backstory, but there could be that meeting back then.
Yeah, if you want, it could be interesting because my character became a fire ganassi in that fire due to the proximity to the rift. You might not even recognize my character, but he may have helped you get out and kind of got sucked back in a bit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
You remember
that idea.
This younger teenage human, and now you see a fire ganassi who looks strikingly similar to this guy at the Adventurers Guild.
I like it.
So,
I always love having things that weave in our characters together because that makes them want to stay together more.
Exactly. I am never a fan of the you all meet in a tavern, and I especially hate you all meet in prison.
I've done the prison one was fun when I did it.
I have every campaign that I've been in that started with you all meet in prison ended badly. Just whether it was in-game, player DM issues, you know, just it always ended badly.
DM?
Yes.
I know this question was asked, but I don't remember your answer to it. Are you cool with doing starting gold and then buying equipment?
I would prefer if you did
Class equipment.
yeah, and if you want to swap something out, that's also on the player. Oh, Ben's messaging me.
Did the alarm not go off?
He said power outage. No Wi-Fi. He said things are
Oh.
prepared.
Okay.
IP.
That's out of his control. He's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I was more wondering because I have only the ability to pick a simple weapon, and I have like 8 strength, and I want a rapier.
Short bows or simple weapons?
Yeah. It could be a simple weapon. Simple weapon for simple weapon. Martial for martial.
You're the best.
I've been told I'm pretty fantastic. Once or twice,
Would have to agree.
Ben is here.
Hello.
Hi, turn down the music if it's that loud.
You have to turn it down. Right click on it.
Ben?
Yeah, hi.
Did you turn down the music?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Sorry, it's
Yeah,
on
We
my
can hear
phone.
you.
Can you hear us?
Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Ben?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think is there a delay?
I don't know.
Is there a delay, Ben?
No, I can hear you fine. I'm just trying to figure out how to turn down the music.
Oh,
Right click
right click on
on-
Lunabot.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, and my experience is it always stays at the volume left that even if we invite it in again. So
All right, for sure.
Hi. Sucks that your power went out last night. I hate that for you, dude.
It was literally the worst, man. I woke up to the worst surprise. But
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of worried. Like, I hope this man didn't just flake on us. Because
no,
Yeah.
no, not at all.
Good. Well, to catch you up, we're doing character creation. Everyone kind of has their character ideas already fleshed out and everything. But we'll start at the beginning for you. And we'll just kind of, make it quick. You know me. You talk to me. I'm Chris. I'm your DM. Welcome to this wonderful world of the campaign. Have you read all the handouts yet, by the way?
Not everything. No, sorry.
Have you read the rules at least?
Yeah, I browsed through.
Okay, good. Pretty much, don't be a poopy head, don't be an asshole. And then I, as a DM, have final say on how we do things in session, and then we can talk things out afterwards. So, we all went around and introduced ourselves. So if you want to start, Ben, and then everyone can catch you up on who they are, we can go ahead and do that.
Is there anything specific I need to hit or just name?
Name a little bit about yourself, as much as you want. There's nothing specific.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my name's Ben, 22, 2023 this year. This will be my 3rd time playing ever, which is pretty exciting. I started a little bit last year, and from there I've been just trying to learn more because the goal is to eventually DM for my own group one day, But I gotta learn a little bit more as a player.
Cool, sounds great. Andy, why don't you tell Ben about yourself?
I'm Andy. I'm 22. I've been playing D&D since I was about 18. It's a really good time. I hope you fell in love with it the same way all of us did, probably. I have a cat. I introduced him earlier. His name is Gabriel, and he is very cute. I don't know if there's much else to say. I'm from Canada. It's really snowy here. It's fucking cold. And I'm really excited to play together.
Eric.
Yeah, my name's Eric. I am 34 years old. Been playing D&D and other systems for well over a decade at this point. And I'm in New York. It's not quite as cold and not quite as snowy as Canada, but still a noticeable amount. And I got 2 cats and a greyhound. The cats each have 3 legs and are missing the same leg because they're litter mates. And they are adorable as hell. I posted a picture earlier in the Discord. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, and as for my character, I'm playing as a Luxodon Barbarian, so that'll be fun.
All right, Hugo.
Yeah, so I'm Hugo, 26, from France. Well, if you want some background on D&D, I think it will be 5th year, which doesn't make me younger now that I start thinking about it. As for character, I would be playing a human rogue. And in real life, I'm a history teacher.
Kevin.
Yeah, I'm Kevin. I'm from Texas. I didn't mention this earlier, but I actually have a little Shiba Inu. He's a whole lot of fun. I've actually just started playing D&D about 4 or 5 weeks ago. This is my second session 0. I've yet to have a real session. So I'm excited to get started. I'm gonna be playing a human variant fighter. And in real life, I am a fighter. So, a good time. It's cold here too, but I'm guessing not as cold as Canada or New York.
And other Chris.
I'm Other Chris. I'm the dark evil twin of our DM, even though I'm older than him. I will be recording our sessions. I am about 28. I have 2 tenants running in my house, and they have a cat that I am trying to get better acquainted with. And I'm going to be playing a half-elf bard.
Andy is still working on her character, but it sounds like she's doing a pyromancer druid. It's fine.
Yeah.
You didn't, it wasn't a requirement or anything like that.
Fire Ganassi, Fire Druid.
Yep. So you're playing catch up, Ben. That's perfectly fine. It's session 0. There's no rush at all today. We're just talking, getting to know each other, and making characters. So if you have any questions about anything you've read, any lore questions, anything at all, because I talked about a few things here and there throughout the session today, and I don't remember exactly. You also have your wonderful 5 other players to help you out, answer questions, things like that. So wherever you want to get started, it's up to you, man.
Okay. I'm already in the game, so I'm assuming just the player document related to me is the single one, right? Did I edit?
So it has your name on it right there. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's where you're going to use that to make your character sheet. Have you ever made a character in Roll20 before?
Yeah, you use
Okay.
Character Mentor?
You could, if you want to use it that way, you can. Yep. Do you have a character idea in mind, Ben?
I wanted to... Can I get a rundown of people's characters one more time? Sorry.
So you have a pyromancing druid. You have a barbarian who's going to be going more tanky. You have a rogue who's going swashbuckler type thing, charismatic rogue. You have a fighter who's using a two-handed weapon, very offensive, and you have a bard who's going a bit more supportive, dealing with spirits.
If we make it that far.
Oh, your bard subclass is going to be one that deals with ghosts and spirits and the like?
Yeah, spirit subclass.
Okay, that's definitely going to add to the acquaintance level tie that your character will have with mine, because
Yeah.
the type of barbarian I'm going with.
I know,
Those
like,
skills, yeah.
because I'm going with an archaeologist, so I wanted to summon dead ghosts and ask them questions.
So
Mhm.
yeah, that could have like sparked the initial conversations between us. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sweet.
So, yep, that's kind of the ideal. I'm sure people will be okay with adjusting character paths if you have a certain role you're really hard on. It just means Andy's gonna spend another hour trying to figure out what she wants to play.
I just want to be loved.
You are loved. You're playing a druid.
You are loved. Yeah.
You love everything with fire.
Yeah. It's just,
Haven't you ever heard of
it's
Burn and
we
Love?
cheese because we love.
Wow, the name generator for Fire Genasi sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I usually just use a different version of Fire in a different language, then get letters put around.
Yeah, I'll probably go with some. I have ideas. I was thinking Ashik.
So do you have any like character concepts? Not necessarily classes, but like roles. Do you want to play a fighter, a spellcaster? Do you want to play a someone who salts around? Maybe a scout, healer, a cryomancer to counter a pyromancer. I mean, there's options on the table here, Ben.
I like I was looking like the other day and I saw, but I'm not sure if it's available. There's a warlock that has a genie patron.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is absolutely
Oh, yeah.
a choice you can have. Yes.
Wait.
Nice.
Warlock is definitely on the table. Genie would fit in very well with this campaign setting with the rifts and everything.
Okay.
So genies typically go down an elemental path. So do you have a certain element you want to go down?
I think it's the Tao.
The Earth one?
Earth
Yeah,
one.
Earth.
I like it.
And regarding race, I think is Wood Elf available, or is there any limits to?
Yeah, Wood Elf is 100% a good choice. I think it's elf, and then the sub race is wood elf. I think is how it works, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what kind of character concept are you going with here? Like, what's the vibe of them? Describe, tell us about them. What your idea was.
Well, for the reason it like goes back to the reason I chose Wood Elf. They'd be like, and I think, is there a background for athlete?
Athlete. I think there is an athlete background. Yes.
Yeah.
What was your concept? What was your idea?
They would be like someone very kind of like well known in their tribe or village where they come from, like someone who is always athletically gifted and remarkable to those around them. And eventually they would earn like the gaze of this genie, this earthen genie that they just stumble upon, and from there they're blessed with great power as a vessel to walk around.
Sounds like a blend of folk hero and the gladiator entertainer.
Yeah, because they would just be like mainly an athlete. Like they wouldn't really fight, which is why like it would make sense for them to level up with the genie and actually get stronger, because they've never really been in any violent situation. They just always like, I was thinking of like running, like marathon running or sprinting, like little like kind of Olympic events. But then like once the genie comes, they're like, oh, you should leave and explore like your full capabilities, not only as an athlete but now as a warrior or something like that.
I'd personally go with folk hero for that background.
Yeah, I'd agree. Folk hero will work out much better because it gives you that renown aspect.
Oh.
And also, I think you get that athletics with folk hero, anyways.
No, but you have as an athlete feature echoes of victory, in which you are known for your physical feats. Yeah, there is one.
I mean, yeah, there is that. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Why specifically Earth? Is it because of the whole physical aspect, or did you just like Earth, like the more like how Earth is related to the body, making yourself strong as stone, that kind of idea?
Yeah, for that. And I always just wanted like, I don't know if you voice the genie or for any. I just always imagine like Earth is very like deep voice, kind of a.
Oh, absolutely.
Night at the Museum.
Yes.
You know the rock face,
the tiki.
where like you just like, yeah, that's exactly what I think of it when I.
About the Easter heads.
Yeah.
You dum give me gum gum.
Yeah, I just always wanted something like dry but like deep and strong, and you have just some dude who doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay, so you were this famous athlete, which works out because you could be related to the. If you go to handouts, you go to tab 3 with the lore and everything. You go to convergence and you go to notable locations. There's one called Scarforge.
Sorry, one more time. It cut out a little bit. My bad.
No, you're good. So number 3, lore, NPCs, campaign info. The tab with the convergence, and then notable locations. There's a handout there called Scarforge.
Yes.
So Scarforge is this arena type place. And I think that's kind of where you would want your character to have played around at. If that's what you're cool with. But when I think athlete, someone who performs, my immediate thought was Scarforge.
Okay. One more question in regarding alignment. What's everyone's like average or general idea we're going for as a group?
Oh yeah, we haven't even touched on alignment yet.
Oh, shit.
Chaotic good for me.
I was thinking neutral good for mine.
I currently have my character set as just neutral, but probably neutral good would be accurate.
Chaotic neutral.
Neutral good again.
Yeah, I was thinking neutral good. Just wanted to double check.
All right, cool. Well, you've got a lot of neutral good guys, and you get the one outlier is chaotic neutral. He's the odd man out.
Sorry, guys. I like being.
That's okay.
not
The party
super goody
the party
two-shoes.
alignment can be interpreted either as true neutral or chaotic neutral. You know, I mean
Yeah.
chaotic good as the party alignment.
Yeah. Well, it's good. We have no murder hobos. We have no lawful evil assholes. No lawful stupid paladins. I like it so far. This is good. We have a great first, group.
Yeah, let's just hope our one chaotic neutral isn't going to be chaotic stupid.
Yeah,
be fine.
my intelligence is quite low.
Oh no, it's already happening.
Oh god, you're one of those bards.
No, he's the fighter. The chaotic neutral guy is the fighter.
Oh right, sorry. I'm not looking at the list, so I wasn't seeing who was talking.
I know other Chris's voice very well, so I knew it wasn't him talking. And then Kev has a very soft voice compared to everyone else, so I knew it was him.
Speaking of which, can I ask that put forward the idea that we all change our Discord nicknames to incorporate our character names alongside our own, so that we know which character is talking and which player that character belongs to.
We'll do that in 2 to 3 business days when I come up with a name.
I'm going to do that now because I do actually have a name. So
Yeah, it doesn't enter full for mine.
So, and then also, can you put that on your Roll20 for me as well? I would appreciate that as well.
Yeah,
because I don't look at Discord very much. I typically keep it minimized because on my other screen is all my notes. So I'll be looking at the Roll20 names personally. So just person name and then character name, not the full name. Hugo.
Oh, it's not his real name, It's just his,
I know.
His pretended name.
Yeah. But I didn't want to see like half my screen taken up by Charles Hercule Auguste.
I can't only put the first 2 or 3 names on it.
Also, on your character sheet for your background, Hugo, can you put your real character's name down for me and like a background general?
I will put it in biography.
Yeah. And just some sort of like short paragraph about your background, other than like your mechanical background as well. I would appreciate that. Maybe like the reason why they started doing. Yeah, you got all week. You got plenty of time. So you're no rush whatsoever.
Yes.
All right, I got backstory specifics I'll be writing up, but I think other than that, my character sheet is done.
Cool. All right, I will take a peek at it then. Excuse me.
I apologize for taking so long. I'm also figuring out this roll 20 as I go.
You are fine. Don't worry about it.
It's session 0. It's not like we're going to start rolling dice immediately.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, is it okay if when we, because my the whole thing with my character is that he will pretend to be like nobility. So if
Yeah.
we are like with a meeting like really higher person, is it okay if he's like, oh, that's me and my luckies, just for like pretending to pass better in higher society?
Chris, in your Discord thing, could you also include what you go by in chat, like Chris, so that we know that
yes.
yeah. Like I said, both your name and your character's name, so we know not only which character's talking, but which player the character belongs to.
Yeah, just a second.
How does that look for you?
Well, I mean, I wasn't talking to you specifically, but that works. I am mainly going to be calling you DM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats, your new name is DM.
Yeah, it's not new. It's been DM for a long time. Ever since other Chris and I had been in together, I've always been DM Chris or my player's name when we were both players.
That sounds like it's how it should be.
Surprised he hasn't called me Matt.
Why is
I didn't want to make any extra references. You told me to keep it limited.
That's not really a reference, so you're good. Just saying Matt. I already told him the character was part of this campaign.
Yeah.
Already so excited to draw my character.
I wish I could draw.
You can just pay us to draw.
I've
You know
only
what?
drawn
I wish
a
I could
couple of
draw
my characters.
too. Okay. I wish I could draw too. I can't, but I'm going to.
Speaking of which, we need to make an art channel.
Here's what
art channel. They had to do that in my other campaign just for me.
Yeah, it's
done.
My characters I can draw. I don't necessarily enjoy it, but I have done it to a great extent. Like oh good, art channel's up. So I can show you that lizard folk valor bard I made.
Hey, let's do it.
This is my character.
That took a long time for me to finish.
It's nice. This is my character in one of my other campaigns. They are perfect and I love them.
That character had to have high charisma. I'm betting on it.
Oh yeah, they do.
I later
they're also incapable, cursed to be incapable of falling in love.
No.
I later remade that bard in Hero Forge, and this is how he looked when he died.
Nice.
If either of y'all want to take a stab at drawing my character, here's a little reference.
We'll probably do that. I love drawing people's characters so much. I currently have a couple commissions I have to finish up though.
Makes sense.
I'm hopping on Hero Forge now to make this new Luxodon. It's gonna be fun.
I'm surprised you can actually get commissions. I can't get those to save my life.
Because you're Canadian.
Okay. Okay.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
What's it called? I'm in the class part right now, but Genie isn't available as a subclass. Do I have to custom make it?
Yeah, you have to custom make it, yes.
Alright, for sure.
Roll20 only has the base SRD stuff. So same with background and a whole bunch of other things.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Cool. Luckily it's level 1, so well I think Warlocks get their subclass level 1, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Well, that's not annoying at all. So I never really looked at genies too much. What's it here? You get the Sanctuary spell. That's pretty cool. You get your vessel. I do know you can go into your vessel, can't you?
Yes. Yeah. You can decide what it is. I was thinking of like a ring.
We can work that out with your background and everything once you want to start working on that, because I think everyone else is more or less done. We can flesh your background out and figure out why your character would be becoming an adventurer. So.
Do we would we start from the convergence or from one of the facets? I mean, as
It
for
would be on the convergence is where we'd be starting. There's
Okay.
there's a adventurers guild, where it's the only guild where all 6 houses interact with.
Okay.
Because you have all the other guilds that only have 2 or 3 of the houses working together for that mission set. The adventurer guild is the only one where all 6 work together. Well, and I say work together very loosely, because it's politics. It's more the one where the least amount of shenanigans happen. Things like that. So you guys would be meeting there. It is a very you good, Andy?
What?
You're like
Trying
spamming
spells.
cantrip spells.
That doesn't work.
Add a cantrip. That's okay. Don't
The
worry.
Adventurers Guild is set up like a excuse me. It's very business-like. It has multiple floors and meeting rooms. It also has like a lounge area. It has, like a cafe where, because a lot of people meet here to do missions. A lot of people, who are more on their own in the world would occasionally team up with other people to take down rifts, for example, like the fire elemental rift. There's probably a team who's going to be like, hey, we're going to take this, but we're going to go and track down someone who's really good at countering fire elementals. Maybe someone who's a water mage or is a fire mage to fight back against the fire with their own powers over it. Hiring NPCs is very much, I think you guys can always do. But you get one for free at the beginning of the campaign to prevent you guys from dying.
Okay.
To describe Nathan to you guys, he's very much a father figure. He's very rugged. He's been around the block. You guys are like his 20th, 30th group he's mentored in his experience of the Adventurers Guild. For him, it is a job. It's an additional duty he has within his own guild, that he just wants to help out people become adventurers and helps make the world a better place. Very kind-hearted, very good man.
Death flags, death flags.
Yeah.
He's 100% gonna die because this is a story,
No.
and
That's what you have planned, but we will do everything we can to make sure he survives.
It's not he's not the TPK preventer. He's the player's reason to work together to make sure he doesn't die.
Yes. I have this in the first game I played 6 years ago, because it wasn't even on D&D. The DM made us a NPC to give us quests and who should die after a bit, and we did everything we could to prevent him from dying. And in
Love
the
it.
end, this random elf assassin that was our contact survived the end of the campaign.
So, yeah. But you guys will be the session next week. You all will be meeting at the Avengers Guild. A couple of you are going to be knowing each other. Ben will work on that too. Try to figure out if you would know any of the other characters before meeting at the Adventurers Guild. And you would meet with Nathan. You guys would, in character, pick which mission you want to do. But before end today, I want you guys to pick that so I can officially plan everything out. Because I have, everything planned out. But with your characters, I want to make sure it's a viable solution, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Unless you're doing like wolf pelts.
Do we have to pick the same quest, or?
Well, yeah. So how the quests are going to work in the beginning is just to give your character to do something while you discover the world as players. So that way, eventually this is going to become a story-driven campaign, not, oh, today's session, we're going to go do this mission, and then go back to Pentacost, or the Convergence, and then you come back and you go and do a mission, then go back to the Convergence, after every session. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. This is just a nice, easy way to get your characters involved in the world. So versus me picking it and it's like Mines of Fendelver basically or something like that. It's just that's boring. No one wants to do Mines of Fendelver.
Basic plot is nice, but yeah, it's true.
I love my chat entries. I'm just looking now that I see them all.
your cantrip.
Same one.
I was trying to add because for my race I get the produce flame cantrip, and I was trying to figure out how to add it.
Yeah.
I figured it out. I just have to manually add all the information.
Right. So Ben, with your character being an athlete, what would their preferred sport, I guess, would have been?
Like sprinting, like racing.
Racing, running.
Yeah, like a wood elf, they'd be running a lot.
Okay.
So they'd be like a pretty good runner.
The reason I'm asking, because I thought I did hear that. Would like an air genie be more interested in someone who runs than an earth genie? I'm trying to understand why you want to do earth specifically, because I know earth is more sturdy. So if you did like wrestling or boxing or something like that, I could see earth. But running and earth.
I didn't want this guy to just be like kind of a beefhead. I wanted him to be more like on the agility side, but kind of be given power. It's kind of like the reason I was also thinking of the ring. I had like saw Green Lantern like a little bit ago. Like I rewatched it, even though the movie itself isn't that great. But I was just like, you know what? This would be like really cool. Like in the D&D world, it's like, oh yeah, you've been chosen. Like, you're worthy enough to have like this great power, even though, like, when he chose him, he's like, oh, you're human? Aren't you guys like weak as fuck? So it was kind of like that same premise that I built it on. Like someone who has potential with the abilities they already have, and just get
they're like, giving you that extra leg up of a boost in power.
Yeah.
So genies typically, when they make a pact with someone, they have an ulterior motive, as with most patrons. They don't just give it to you because they see a spark or something in you. They see a spark that they can use. Just you don't know what your patron wants from you. They're just like, hey, I really like you. You're cool. You help me scratch my back, I'll help you scratch your back. That's typically how patrons work. Is there something your character would want with this power? Is it they just want to be the most athletic person in the world? Do they want to be the fastest person? Do they want to be like, why would they accept this power? Like, what is their motivation for it?
So you're saying we're starting like right at the
level 1
happens?
Well, so your character doesn't have to be from the convergence. There's other facets you could be from. I'm just saying Scarforge is where you would be performing your athleticisms at. So it could be, you could be back home training when the genie contacted you. It could be while you're on the convergence. It could be another person who is already in a pact with this genie who saw you and then invited you to, hey, I see you're really good. You can become better. My patron is very interested in you and wants to give you an extra boost of power, so long as you also do some things for him. Things like that. There's multiple avenues we could take here. I'm just trying to figure out what you had an idea of.
I like the last option. Someone saying like a person of interest, but I feel like he would take something, because although he's like pretty like athletic and gifted, he was not exceptionally like shallow or egotistical. I feel like a way to convince, if he felt like his family or like people he cared about were under threat, and like the genie would offer a way of protection, but in exchange, yeah, he would do tasks for him in order to keep power to help others that he cares for.
Trying to think. Warlocks are always fun when it comes to making pacts and deals and things like that. It's just fighting that reason. It's a little bit harder with quote unquote non-tragic backstories, because My favorite is these beings of power see someone who's at their lowest, kind of wiggles in. Is like, hey, do you need some help? I'll give you the resources to get vengeance or revenge or to help you out and bring you back to where you were, if not better. Those are always really easy. But for a good character like this, we could definitely go the avenue of like the original warlock who was already impacted with his genie saw you. Maybe he's someone who's like you, who's also a sportsman type person who is very athletic as well, and sees a piece of their younger self in you, kind of like a mentorship type thing. And he would come up to you and describe, saying, hey, you got that spark, I see it in you, I think you can go further if you have some help. The pact of the genie isn't one that is taken lightly, as is with many pact warlocks. Genies grant wishes, for the lack of better words, but they're also people who rule over the elemental planes. And genies can't reach the mortal plane. They need servants to do it here on the material plane. This specific warlock and genie, are you still you still want to do the earth one, right? The Tao?
Yeah.
Okay. So the convergence is shattered. There isn't a lot of earth around. So he would want more of his domain influence on the convergence. So it's just your job to make sure more facets don't get destroyed. Essentially, it's going to how it work out.
Okay, I like that.
So,
That can work.
yeah. There's definitely going to be like an elemental clash if let's say like a water rift opens. Your dude's going to be like, nah, we can't have that. Go close it. Less water, more earth. So we can go with that route if that floats your boat. Unless this is me just spitballing ideas. I'm not saying you have to do.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Okay. And your mentor, your other warlock, dude, who can be like kind of like a coach for you as well, in terms of like NPC interaction. So like maybe a sponsor type deal as well, if you want to do it that way. Just try to tie everything together with a nice bow on top. Yeah. But the question, and that can also tie in how you became an adventurer, is closing the rifts, right? So
yeah,
I like it. Yeah, look at me, I'm super smart. Look at me. Oh yeah, came up with all that on the spot. I'm a genius. I love it. Anyone want to input?
Color me impressed. Color me impressed.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not familiar with that color. Is it Pashoosh?
Now more mauve.
Yeah. Anyone have any other like inputs or any of that stuff?
Well, unless if he wants to do a thing where he's an associate with one of the people already here.
More than likely, he would probably be related to Kevin and or Andy as well, with the whole Rift backgrounds. Probably more Kevin, because the army does use the Scarforge to train. So you two probably met up in one of the locker rooms between competitions of martial combat versus athleticism.
Yeah.
So you guys met there, and became, I don't know, rivals, possibly. Kevin, after you kind of quit the army, would you still want to be like training?
Yeah. I think my guy is like really into honing his craft, especially because he's got big great sword, so has to stay strong. I could see him definitely doing some wrestling, some combat type stuff.
Yeah, so I definitely like that, you two meeting up like in the locker rooms between competitions, like Kevin, you're there for martial training / things like that, and then Ben, you're there for athleticism, specifically running, being a fast boy. So, yeah. All right, it's looking good.
What's the ability score method that you picked?
We are doing point buy, or you can do stat array because they're the exact same. You can't go higher than a 15 on a stat with point buy, but if your racial modifiers bring you up over that, then you're good.
Yeah.
Andy, you said you're done, ma'am?
I finally am.
Okay, let me take a look here.
Other than a name, I kind of have deciding. Sorry. One moment, please.
You're good.
Sorry, it sounded horrible there for a second there. I am still recovering from a cold. So, yes, be glad that we're playing online, basically. But yeah, I'm picking between a few names. I'm currently looking at just a million different translations of the word fire.
Go for it.
On Hero Forge, I'm really disappointed that the elephant folk do not have elephant feet.
Oh no. Well, just when you do the screenshot, take it from the knees and up.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. I mean, it also sucks that there aren't any hands with only 4 digits that aren't artificial.
That's commission your local artists.
Yeah, I don't have money, so
Yeah, no, or me, because I just like to do art for people that I play D&D with.
Well, I'm sure over time people get ideas and start doodling. We got 2 artists, so I think we're going to be covered in the art department.
I know. I'm so excited to see all the art you make too, Chris. I'm
Already
so
put up a
excited.
sketch of Dusty.
I haven't clicked on it yet. I love him. Him?
Oh, look at him.
Yeah, it's a him.
I like the
Oh my goodness, he's so good.
how I describe that vibe? Like 90s
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
he does look a bit like Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't telling him that much of an
it.
asshole, but yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't an asshole. He was just, the sexy dude of the movie.
Now, I'm going to show you guys a picture I made for another Luxodon character I've tried playing as, and this is the most work I've put into creating a character image.
Pretty cool.
Was he a baker?
I photoshopped that.
Ooh.
Photoshop is my home.
One aspect of him is that he likes to cook. Yes, that's a different Luxodon. He's more like... I've tried playing him as a blood hunter, as a warlock. Yeah, there's some interesting shit going on with him. But, yeah, but his profession is being a cook. Like, I always try to pitch him as being, like, a cook for a tavern, or a caravan, or a ship, whatever the context of this campaign. But, yeah. I put a lot of work into photoshopping 3 different images, and I'm very proud of how it turned out.
Nice. Photoshop is my home. That's one of my main jobs. Usually when I was doing my internship, like, always, I'm Photoshop monkey. I love it.
Man, where do you work?
I currently am between jobs because I just finished my internship. But I am a graphic designer by trade, and I'm currently doing some freelance work.
Lucky you. I got an art degree, but I cannot figure out how to use it. I've been trying to apply for jobs, like, right after I got enough money to move to a place for jobs, pandemic hit.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I was lucky enough to get a really good internship, which did give me some work right out of college. So they did hire me for a bit to do some, like, because it's contract work, right? So I work with a specific client, and then when we were done with that client, I was like, okay, well, if you ever need me again, find me. So now I'm currently looking for more work. In the meantime, I'm doing some freelance clients of my own, which is really nice, actually, because then I just kind of work to my own schedule.
I have thoughts and opinions about my work history that I am not going to elaborate on because it will be depressing.
Salty.
Fair enough.
For background, did we agree it'd be folk hero, Chris, DM?
You could do athlete or folk hero, whichever one you prefer.
We just thought it'd be...
Okay.
I was just suggesting it to be easier.
Alright, for sure. What's a cobbler? Just
Our
real
shoemaker.
quick. Never mind.
What
That would have been weird. Awesome.
races does he again? Half elf, right?
Yeah.
Do you have? You do have dark vision. Okay. Vision, night vision, 60 feet.
What weapon does your big elephant man wield?
A glaive.
Glaive, got it.
He looks so friendly. He's just cooking.
Oh no, that's not the image I posted is a different character. That's not the one I'm creating right now.
Aw.
But that elephant cook is a rather friendly character. I always try to play him as gently paternal, even though he's got some dark shit going on.
Look at his ears. He's chilling.
I really like elephants. Elephants are easily my favorite animal, especially African elephants. I watched Dumbo so many times as a kid.
Do Loxodons have thumbs?
They do have thumbs. According to the book, they have 4-digit hands and, their elephant feet. Again, it sucks that Hero Forge does not have 4-digit hands that aren't clearly robotic.
Even with gloves?
Even with gloves, because then it just, all the gloves are 5-fingered. So you would have.
Oh, yeah.
I tried that out, and it was just if I go with fingerless gloves, you see 3 fingers poking out and an empty 4th one.
-1.
What's a mason do?
They were
A mason is
stones.
Yeah, stonework.
That's the one. Boom. Nailed it.
Hugo, what race are you again?
Human.
Are you the variant human?
Yes.
What feat did you snag?
Actor.
Oh, actor. I see it there. Okay, cool. Wonderful, love it.
I'm almost finished for backstory.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I'm just double checking some things. So.
Yeah, we'll put it when it's done.
Are you good with everything on my sheet?
I have yet to. I kind of glanced at it and it looked okay, but I have yet to hard look at it. So give me one moment.
That's fine. Take your time. Just checking where you are.
Appreciate it.
You think
No,
your
I
tribe would do
appreciate
the thing with elephant noses that those African tribes do with, like, necklace rings?
I don't think so. Because Loxodons actually make use of their trunks.
I mean, we make use of our necks.
I mean, like, Loxodons mechanically, the trunks are capable, they are almost a 3rd arm.
Gotcha.
So I think that doing things with rings like that would greatly impair their usability.
I mean, racers are a thing.
Yeah, but they don't stretch out the arms.
Should I give my character a family, knowing the DM will absolutely murder them, or not?
Yeah, give them a family. I don't murder kids. I don't murder everyone. It's as if you choose to murder them yourselves, like Andy did. She's like, I don't want to love my parents. Get rid of them.
Actually decided that my guy, his parents are dead, and he was taken in by an elder in his order, for lack of a better term.
I'm sorry. Who makes characters that have healthy relationships with their parents and/or living parents?
Actually, I try to do that with most of my characters. Like,
Yes.
I didn't mind a
My,
half elf, so I'm a bastard by default.
I have.
R.I.P.,
I mean, you can be born from 2 half-elf parents, too.
True.
I also, and that lizard folk bard I mentioned, I flushed out full details of his family. Like, his mother is a shamaness, and just things like that. I speak in the present tense, but he died. He died in a way that completes his story. I will never play as him again because he's dead. That would be wrong. But
Time for a corpse campaign.
so yeah.
Sorry, real quick. Eric, everything's good? Is that your character name as well? Gwilric?
Gwilric, yeah.
Okay,
Gwilric.
I can't roll my R's with my tongue, so it's Gwilric.
Yeah, I just like the idea of elephant men but it's a thing that's with that other character I showed off. But I just like the idea of them being vaguely wealth for some reason.
Mm.
And then those who have their tokens on the screen right now, can you make sure you guys can move them and manipulate them for me? Make sure I set all the settings up on your tokens correct.
Boop,
Yep.
boop. Got it.
Good. Caius,
I cannot see my token. 1 second.
right here in the bottom right.
My little screen is in the way. Hold up. Why can't I move this?
I shortened the name on purpose, Hugo. God dang it.
I just wanted to see how much it will take.
Takes up half the screen.
Freaking Percy DeRollo vibes.
From who?
Percival Frederick Steinfeld Kowalski to roll the third.
So you guys can edit your stuff. That's good.
Beating Esteban Julio Ricardo de la Rosa Ramirez.
Okay, here we go.
I've decided that when I am in a life stage where I can actually own my own pets, I'm going to give my cats very long, ridiculous, elaborate names, and insist that veterinarians put their full names on their prescription bottles or what have you.
Nice.
You are
Iconic.
kind of a dick, but okay.
Hey, it'll be fun, and I'll obviously have nicknames for the cats, but I will one name I want to use that is completely nonsense. I realize is Lady Bernanda Esteran Fantopio.
Excellent. I support this decision fully.
Kaos, you're good. I saw you move your token, so we're all good there. Yeah.
I have a short backstory, but it should be good. I can elaborate on it later.
Let me take a peek here. Let me look at it.
I just dropped it in.
Yep, I see it. Oh, I like it. Yep. I got motivation. I got NPC I could play around with. Fucking fantastic. Cool. I give it a solid 9.9 out of 10.
Good. And we can say that maybe
Oh shit, we're getting
Sigmund was
graded?
his contact with the underworld. Yeah.
Beautiful. More beautiful than you. Ben, how's it going on your end?
I'm still building. I just finished background. I'm on equipment.
No, you're good. Take your time. I'm just checking in on you. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you.
Oh no, of course not. Do we go class equipment or starting well?
Yes, class equipment.
Awesome.
I do allow you to exchange things out if something doesn't fit your vibe.
Remind me, how do you say your character's name? Caius? Caius. And Caius was the one that was in that I knew, right?
Yeah. And you saved me, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
so,
I'm putting you in my backstory, so I just needed to know.
Yeah, so Caius would have been sent to help deal with the after effects of the rift. But it was the people tasked with closing it didn't do a very good job. So a lot more creatures escaped it. And you being a nice person, you two helped escape it together. With you taking the brunt of the fiery magic Andy turning you into that Ganazi. So. And like I said, Ben's character and Kaos would have met at the Scarforge for their training and everything. Dusty and Gwilrick meeting with all that stuff, and then Charles and Andy meeting via Underworld. It's all one big happy family,
Andy, what's your character's name?
To be determined.
Okay. I'm
In
just gonna keep it
three
for
to four
now.
business
I'm
days.
gonna
I
keep
need
it mysterious figure in my backstory for now.
Yeah. It's called fantasynamegenerator.com.
whatever name you will know him by will not be the name he's currently going by, as he changed his name after transforming into a Genasi.
How old was he? I'm just gonna put a teenage bey.
Yeah, he was
then.
been a teenage boy when so.
All right, I've made the image. I'm gonna put it in the art channel of what Gwilrick looks like.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Damn, you beat me to it.
Beat you to what?
I was drawing Grurik.
Oh.
I love Hero Forge.
It's nice.
I've never used it.
Like I said, it has its limitations, but they are shrinking. It has been able to do so much more every time I use it.
Pretty cool.
Well, may as well add the extra I had, since now my hand hurts from drawing two things that fast.
Not far off from what I had in mind.
Like, I was originally making it Indian, then I heard, oh wait, Scottish.
Did you literally just do that while we were sitting here?
Yes.
Holy crap,
Whoa.
that's insane.
It's just a sketch.
Yeah, but I couldn't draw that fast. Holy, it takes me, again, 2 to 3 business days.
Yeah,
Eric.
that drawing of the alligator man I shared earlier, that one took me a few weeks.
I can see it. You use a lot of cross-hatching, that's why.
Eric, can you make sure you can manipulate your token? That'd be awesome. It's on
Okay,
the
let me
screen right
just check. And yep, I can move it.
Beautiful. Love it.
But I haven't had a habit of drawing while in session, so it kind of just is a thing I do.
Hey DM, when it comes to allies and organizations, I'm a little. Did you say I would I still be allied with, or because I left, I kind of
yeah,
like
you would left, so you wouldn't be a member of it anymore.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you knew people, part of in the military, some fellow soldiers. So if you want to come up with 1 or 2 NPCs you knew and what they're possibly up to these days, go for it. They're still members. Maybe they got promoted or whatever. Yeah. I'll 100% let you have fun with that. And, enemies are also if you want to write down the officer who you hate before giving bad orders, you can do that too. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, Go ahead.
Charles, so how did our characters meet? Were you potentially someone I met along my journeys as a bounty hunter then?
Yeah, I think that would be the most logical. Because he would have done mostly dealings between the lower and the higher parts of the city, so
maybe you were a
safe.
potential informant or something.
Yeah, every good
yes.
bounty hunter or the like has underworld contact.
Mm-hmm. It's literally a feature of the background is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, and then eventually your character and my character joined the Adventure Guild, or were you potentially already a part of the Adventurers Guild and convinced me to join?
I would say maybe the opposite, because in my ID I joined pretty recently.
Sorry, what was that?
In my ID of my character, he joined the guild recently.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, everyone here would be fresh joins. Maybe not at the exact same time you did the paperwork, but this is all your first mission.
Okay.
Okay. So it could be that we've just met a few times, then we both happen to join this adventuring guild because, good money and whatnot.
Oh yes, that would be one good reason.
Yeah, and then there'd just be Spider-Man meme pointing at each other wait a minute.
You're only here for the money.
My character tells himself he's only into in any job for the money, but he's not. He likes to think he's more self-centered than he is.
I cannot wait to have a description.
like the idea with this Lexodon's barbarian background. Like, Lexodons are normally serene and calm, and that's generally how he's going to act. But the whole rage aspect is taught to the bone dreamers, I'm calling them, as a way of opening themselves up to the ancestral spirits.
I put in my backstory loosely for now with DM. It's not like super detailed or anything, but I put it in for now.
Hey, look at that. You want to use that as your token, Hugo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I can just already see your guy in my head. Like, just he has the Prinbrack hair. Oh, he has a mustache.
He has a mustache.
He's
and I
French. He
appreciate
has to
that.
have the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's I posted where I got the ID after rewatching that movie.
Yeah.
It's the guy in red. I would give him a smaller nose. But yes.
I mean, you could have had him have that nose anyway, and it would not be noticeable next to my trunk.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Is that the actual nose or a prosthetic?
No, prosthetics.
Okay.
Oh, that actor's nose, they're definitely latex.
I've seen some weird ass noses, so I usually try to confirm.
Yeah, it's like based on
A nose
theatropies, and
defines
the
a
whole
face.
thing is that this guy has a big nose, and he has a big complex about it.
Yep.
But he's like very skilled. He's like a very good poet.
Yep.
And we actually had to learn this whole thing in class. Very good
Yeah.
memories.
Would there be elves also in the military that Kaios was part of?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a good mix of races in the Convergence military.
Okay, just making sure.
It's not primarily human. There's no Lexodons. There's unfortunately.
Well, I think most Luxodons wouldn't be interested in joining a foreign military.
Also true, yeah. But there'd be, dwarves, elves, gnomes, halflings, Ganazis. There'd be shifters. There would be maybe a fairy or two, probably less so on those kind of creatures. There'd be Goliaths, all that kind of stuff. Anyone got any questions about the world while we're just chilling,
How prone is it to earthquakes?
Basically none, actually, unless there is a rift related to Earth elemental plane or things like that. Maybe, which one is it? Intir? No, Intir would be avalanches, not really earthquakes. Isatrix might be prone to some mild earth shaking tendencies. That'd be it though. So.
Come up with a name. I have names ideas. I like Phoenix and I like Reese.
Ooh.
Phoenix goes.
Reese means fire, and Phoenix is a name that's derived from obviously the word phoenix.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
She's playing a fire genasi and wants to have a fire name.
Oh no, I was just sarcasm. My bad.
How dare you be sarcastic? Not allowed.
The vibes are immaculate.
Yeah, this is a good group. I'm very good old pat on the back here, mixing you guys up out of like the 12 13 people I interviewed. Um, so
Damn.
I'm glad an opening presented itself for me.
I am too. I'm here talking with you more and more and hear you're acting. I'm so glad he sat down and you joined. Um, definitely, she almost shot myself in the foot by missing out on you.
Yay!
Again,
I am used.
is your character's name pronounced Garlic?
No, it's
Wilrick.
Gwilric.
Gulric.
Gwilric.
Gwilric.
It's vaguely Welsh.
Gwilric.
I basically took two different Welsh boy names and spliced them.
Like, I get that, but like, I know that like some rules Welsh, like the D's being T's and stuff, but I don't have everything down.
That Luxodon chef picture I shared, his name is Orklyn. That's Orllyn.
I think I'm gonna in character nickname you Garlic.
If you can come up with that would be an interesting interaction to come up with. I used to LARP and I played a dumb idiot brute who could not get other people's names right because everybody does that at some point.
But me in real life, got it.
Yeah, there was a dwarf among the player characters whose name was Percival. He called him Periwinkle. There was a mentor NPC, also a dwarf, named Balrog. Yeah. And I always called him Ballsag. It was just very silly.
I'm just surprised that your character could get two syllables together.
I recreated that dumb brute in a D&D like one shot as a Goliath.
Okay. Well. And Ben, are you still working on your character?
It's going.
Gotcha.
It's going places. I had to like make the spells in cantrip, one of each.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here's the picture I made of that Goliath for that one shot I took part in.
Nice.
Look so happy.
That's great.
It was a holiday themed one shot, and most of the party was like gnomes and halflings. Like that was part of what the DM wanted. And I just asked, can I be the one Goliath?
I mean, that's kind of funny. You got all these short races, and then the one super tall race.
Yup.
Here, bro. Oh shit, it's actually able to record the music this time? Dude.
and named my character. Are you proud of me?
Yay!
I'll put it into my description.
Phoenix Wick. Like it.
Like a candle.
Yeah.
I do think that's what the joke is.
Making my thing on here too. Phoenix.
Well, if we still go by the wrong names for character, yours sound like Fennec, which is a type of fox.
That's really funny because I have a character named he was initially an NPC in a campaign I ran, and then one of the party members fell in love with him, and decided he was officially part of the party, and his name was Finnick. I totally forgot about that character until you said that name, Finnick, or that word. I didn't know that was an actual word. I just named him Finnick because I thought it sounded cool and it was fun to say.
Small type of fox.
That's really.
You ever played a Pokemon, Andy?
You know what? I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon growing up.
What? That's crazy.
I know.
In the games, there was I think it was Gen 6.
You're talking about the Fox
X and
Pokemon?
Y. Yeah, the Fox.
Yeah.
I think the name of the Pokemon was Finnick.
Yeah,
or something like
it was Fennekin.
Fennekin, yeah. And there was also Vulpix in Gen 1.
Yeah.
Was another fire fox.
I'm learning that I'm original, and that's okay with me.
I played through Pokemon Y and started with a Fennekin, and I nicknamed it Adblock.
Because, yeah, I get it.
Oh, I stopped at fourth generation.
Oh, shit.
Let me see your face.
Peace.
I just wondering how the camera would work. Thing is, I'm probably gonna have this downsized 90% of the time, so I don't know why you want to play with cameras on, because we need to see this roll 20.
2 monitors, so easy.
Lucky you. I was talking to Chris about this earlier. I was trying to get a double monitor setup going, and then they didn't have any laptops that had enough processing power for me to work. Any like desktop computer, so I had to get a laptop.
See, I have a gaming laptop, but that's because I got it for its processing speed, because it runs the programs I need for design and whatnot so much better. Initially, I was actually a computer programmer.
Yep.
So I needed it for that initially, and then it just happened to work really well for graphic design as well. Plus, it's got the graphics card that I need.
You are I feel like you're a clone of me that came 5 years later. I took computer programming in high school.
Took it in high school and I fucking loved it, and then I went to college for it, and I was like, this I don't like anymore.
I'll tell you what, your teachers matter way more than you think they do.
Your what?
Your teachers matter way more than you think they do about how much you enjoy a class.
Oh yeah, no, my coding teacher in freaking high school was just top notch. You couldn't beat that guy. He was amazing.
Yeah, I might try to get a job. I got my Unity license last year. Gotta work on that.
Yeah. Your what license?
Unity. The game dev thing?
The engine?
The engine, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That and my VR, associate degree thing. A lot of jobs require it nowadays.
Fair enough.
Is better than Unreal? Just quick question.
Unreal's technically better. Unity is easier to use.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because Unreal can be very complicated, but you can get great results out of it. Unity, and also Unity's free to use, so anyone can do it and download it.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a good example of a game made in Unity, RPG-wise, try either Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, or Kingmaker, or Wasteland 3. Or the Pillars of Eternity games. They're all made in Unity.
I knew about Pathfinder. I didn't know about all these other ones.
Yeah. I fucking loved Wrath of the Righteous to death. I have 600 hours in it.
I think I finished DM pretty.
Okay, let me take a look here.
Yeah.
Love the name TBD. It's a very common name in this world.
Yeah, it's Tom, Brandon, David. He has 3 names.
Yeah.
Civilian number 5.
What else? You only get 3 skills, really? Surely you get more.
Yeah,
Double
should
check.
get from background in class. 4.
Warlock. Athlete gives you 2. Warlock should give you at least. Yeah, you get 2 from Warlock, so you're missing 1 skill. So I'll take a look at your class. So you get Arcana, Deception, History, Imitation, Investigation, Nature, or Religion. You get 2 of those.
Did I not put?
Just letting you know, I don't think we have anyone here with Arcana, unless the bard took it.
I did.
Okay, there you go.
The bard
Oh,
everything. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Or once it's level what? Level 6 is when you get Jack of all trades.
Level 2.
Level 2, yeah. Okay, well, never mind.
You get Jack of all trades at level 2. You get like expertise at level 3.
Yep.
You start with expertise as a bard, I think.
No, you start with expertise as a
As a
rogue.
rogue, you do.
Rogue,
As
you
a
do.
rogue.
Oh, right. You're right.
Yeah.
I got that mixed up.
I took stuff that would relate to me being an archaeologist. So I have Arcana, History, Investigation, and Stealth to smoke around tombs.
When I played my Gator Man bard, I took skills that I figured suited a hunter, and the expertises were in athletics and survival.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You're going
Yeah,
for
that's
a
what
melee warlock there, Ben?
Maybe if I get my hands on like one of his proficiency, like a sword.
Gotcha. I'm just curious, because I saw you took sword burst, so.
Oh, what was I missing
You took
something
sword burst
for
as one of
elves,
your
you said?
elves get proficiency in a lot of things. Yeah, what were you talking about though?
Yeah, long sword, short sword, short bow,
Yeah.
and long bow.
Mhm.
What, like you said, I was missing a feature from the race part of it.
No. You're missing a skill from your class. You get 2 from your class and 2 from your profession or background. Sorry. So you're missing 1.
Nature and investigation.
Because folk hero gives you um
Yeah. Guess I put those 2.
animals handling and survival as a folk hero, which you didn't want to take the athlete background instead.
I liked folk hero. I reread it and it was pretty good, so I went with
Okay.
that. Plus
You
it
don't
gives
have
you
to take
the
animal handling if you don't want that one.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah, if you don't want it, you don't have to take it. You can pick something else. If you want to pick like athletics or acrobatics, you can take
That's
that
what I
instead.
was thinking.
Are you?
Yeah.
You don't want acrobatics? That's gonna be more in line with running. Yeah,
There
there you go. Survival is still gonna be a pretty good one for you, I think. And then, okay, now you have 1 too many skills. As a warlock, you only get to pick 2 from your list. Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, or Religion. You get to pick 2 of those. So you want Investigation and Nature as your 2?
Yeah, I figured those were more in tune with the character.
Okay.
Or nature.
Cool. Alrighty then. You got that. Let me check your spells. You get 2 cantrips and you do 2 spells with 1 for spell slots. Yep. Equipment.
I gotta turn them into attacks.
Huh?
I have to turn them into attacks. I only made a spell card.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, hold on. I'm still reading the front page. Hold on 1 second there.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. What did you take for your simple weapon?
I picked dagger and the short
Okay.
bow.
Got it. Cool. You get 2 simple weapons. Oh, sorry, you took this. Where'd you get the short bow from? Oh, the short bow's from your background?
Simple weapon. Yeah. No, it's
No, from your class.
yeah, from starting equipment.
There is no short bow listed. Is short bow a simple weapon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there. You know you get another simple weapon, right?
Yeah, that's why I went with the dagger. Well, I have
You-
like
you already
3
get 2
daggers,
daggers.
technically. Yeah.
Oh, you're not
so-
gonna take like a short sword or anything?
They
or,
don't have it.
Short
Like,
sword
at
should be a.
No, I wasn't available to pick. I was a little bummed out. Unless if you're okay with
Oh,
substituting.
short sword is
but
martial. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that's why.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. That works then. Fantastic. I just need a picture so I can make a token for you. Same thing with Andy, but no rush. Don't need that today.
I'll probably send that to you before next week.
In 2 to 3 business days.
Now I have to look online.
You know what? I am operating on 3 hours of sleep right now. And it's
Fair,
starting
it's fair. Hopefully our sleep schedules adjust.
Oh, it will. I'm just a night owl when I don't have other commitments, so this is good for me.
Yeah. Cool. I think everyone's done with character creation. Yeah. Am I correct on that?
Hmm?
I think we're all done with character creation. Yeah. Cool. In that case, we're good for the day. We still got 20-30 minutes left of the 4-hour slots, so feel free to like talk and chill out if anyone got questions. Look through all the handouts and everything.
I'm gonna end the recording here and upload it fast to make sure we had everything right.
Yeah, go for it. We can test it out there.